almost on the cusp. Who's going to stop him, or will they
keep
on going?
Let's go. Yes,
into the action again. It's Vicky Kitty and Genome to continue it on.
Goswami, my Purana friend.
I believe in that. You know, at least it's not Nicewig crashing out during roster mania when they were in the back room together, Brain Day and Nicewig. I love our content pieces here in the ALGS, but I love the competition even more.
Yeah, E-District
Apex, and we get another legend band as Alter is sent to jail. We got E-District.
Shut up, E-District!
Kind of interesting, right? Her best map, E-District. Alta is no longer on the table. And also interesting what Graceful was talking about there with, you know, teams just trying to survive a little later, or the turbo rotating teams, because when we looked at our stats across the 4 maps and the differences between them, one of the things we saw was that more teams were alive later in the game on E-District than any other map.
A lot of space.
Chat, let's go. Bings by, ek bar Falcons.
A lot of energy.
Bings by, let's go Falcons. Come on, Bings by, let's go Falcons.
We get started. Everybody.
Chat में दिखा दो Bings by. Feel आ रहा है क्या Falcons का?
E-District. We got the back-to-back, by the way, on
Bings
E-District, which is important to note for the teams that may find that momentum.
Feel आ रहा है क्या Falcons का Bings by?
Because again, game number 5 will be brought back to this map, and I feel like at this point, since it is match point format, a lot of teams, even though they have been playing more
Falcons, let's go!
Of these games, they have the opportunity to try to frag out. They want to get that extra KP and play for that placement, as a lot of these teams also playing for the objective in getting these ring consoles, because we are moving all the way down south towards where Legacy is by Shipyard Arcade, and they'll get the scoop too because they got the ring console as well as a survey beacon.
Yeah, look, I'm definitely expecting a pull back up to draft point. I think we've had about 1 Shipyard Arcade ending in the last, like, 1,000 maps we've tracked or something. So if that happens, we can pop off. It's like unlocking one of those...
points for match point
sorry,
Got you. Are you talking
the cards? I don't do cards enough. Unwrapping them? Is that what it's called?
Congrats. ਸਵੇਰੇ ਫੋਨ ਨਹੀਂ ਚੁੱਕਿਆ
ਸੰਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪੁੱਛਦੇ ਸੀ ਨਾ ਰਾਤ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਮੇਰਾ ਫੋਨ ਬਿਜ਼ੀ ਕਿਉਂ ਰਹਿੰਦਾ ਹੈ ਸੰਜੇ
ਨਹੀਂ ਬੌਸ ਹਾਂ ਇਹਦਾ ਸਿਰਫ ਕੰਮ
calm down sir calm down crunchy चटपटे कुरकुरे चटपटे ਨਾਲ ਸਾਰੇ ਪਟਨ
Really scared to believe that because again we've had like almost 0 endings at Shipyard Arcade.
It's been so rare because we usually see it pull towards the City Hall side, right? The northwestern side, but a little bit of a different point here too. Nice shots coming in from Lou as everyone are looking at the teams that still need to find more of these points. VP sitting with only 2 points alone. We're trying to get our predictions going. I want to hear predictions from you guys back at home watching in the chat. How far do you think we're going to be going? Who do you think is taking it? Tweet at us. Tweet at the Play Apex team. Hashtag ALGS has Oblivion. They keep themselves in the conversation. Double white, 1 blue for fun here. They take to the skies, but look at the amount of G7s. You can see the line of sight of the firing from the teams that are right below them.
We got a lot of teams heading to the arcade here right now. Everyone wants to get on the machines and have a jam here, and the fact that Oblivion have moved in as well. Falcons, by the way, actually went back to Old Town. This is easily their worst map pick if you're just going via the draft, having to start down there in Old Town. You kind of tucked in behind Humber.
Super happy with the team love from Dublin. Super ke bahar part baje so बढ़िया यार. Appreciate it man. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. सुबह 8:30 बजे भी बहुत लोग देख रहे थे, अभी तो फिर भी 11 बज गए. अप्रिशिएटेड यार, अप्रिशिएट जो आप लोग जो अपना टाइम इन्वेस्ट करते हो ना हम लोग में, बहुत वैल्यूएबल है, बहुत अच्छा लगता है देख के. बहुत थैंक यू वेरी मच, अप्रिशिएट. आज की सारी पावर्स लगा लो मेजी भाई, जॉन्टी भाई,
Energy Bank, or perhaps Gen G, who also, despite grabbing those couple of kills in our previous game, are still in the bottom 10.
सुबह 8:30 चला. Yes, Monal, I was on time.
At the very least.
जल्दी सोया हूँ, जल्दी उठा हूँ मैं आज.
From Galleria, they're also going to be able to get a scan, see which teams are waiting for them on the other side of Energy Bank, especially since they probably already have that ring console coming out of Heights too. Hot Dog Mafia being another one to try to rotate quickly. We know that they land in Electro Dam. So they've opted to rotate all the way from the east side, where there's another ring console, another survey. Supernova
CODM का roster
on the
continue तो
horizon.
होगा
And
नहीं
since
CODM we
they're
are out of
prioritizing
CODM.
specifically
I
Hot
don't
Dog
think
Mafia
आप लोग
and
हमको
getting that survey
CODM
beacon,
near future में
Supernova will
देखोगे.
note with that light that they were called out.
You're
and
for sure
Team
out of
Falcons
CODM.
are to their south, rotating out of Humbert Labs, where they also have a ring console. And
10
they have the
minute
high
late
ground
भाई
too,
2 या
as well
3
as a
minute
crypto
late था
drone
please
to look at Supernova.
please
and
2 या
force
3
to
minute
back
late था मैं
away
बस.
into the zone towards stadium.
Yeah, look at that. Opting to take the zone damage purely, you would imagine, to grab that ring console information. Do Shopify Rebellion or Hot Dog Mafia want to follow in their footsteps? Perhaps they can hear them. Perhaps they have that information from a scan. Looks like Shopify Rebellion actually have a closer one
भाई out of
inside
CODM
the
नहीं अच्छा
zone.
लगा यार मजा नहीं आया CODM.
Might be able to hit that first. Meanwhile, Falcons are doing exactly the same at Humbert Labs. A player is waiting as the ring closes to hit that immediately.
Love the patient play here too,
Oh my god.
knowing that they have to play objective at this point. While Shopify also had that ring console, but Team Falcons, once they get that info, they have the evac tower, and they're going to start rotating up. While Shopify Rebellion look at Hot Dog Mafia. It's a little bit of a pile-up that is inevitable on the east side of the zone. But in a zone like this, pulling so deep towards Shipyard, I mean, where do you go if you don't have the ability to fly, right? You're going to need a rotational legend to really help you out.
But it's still kind of 50-50, right?
It could
बाप
still
रे
be a little bit
बहुत
more.
teams है.
Half a draft point. And
बाप
the thing
रे.
that's getting me is the fact that we're no longer touching the circles, which, again, one of the things that indicates it will keep
Falcons
pulling
से
in that
किधर से आ रहा
direction.
है?
But also, there's a lot of water. And, you know,
Water.
I'm a broken record at this point, but canals are basically all the end spots in E-District. So does
अरे
that
यार
mean it pulls
बहुत
towards the
दिक्कत
draft
वाली
point?
फाइट होने वाली है इधर
Canals
ऐसा लग रहा है मेरे को.
favoring teams like
चेक
SBI and Crazy Thieves.
With the teams that don't have access to that ring console, they're really banking on that Northern Circle pool. As Oblivion are smack dab in the middle for Shipyard Arcade, let's jump into a team radio with Oblivion.
If it's a flip whip, they're just going to leave, so. Yep. The low ground shops are also not that bad. No, it's not bad, but like landing on it. Yeah, I agree.
सेट हाँ मतलब थोड़ा ज़्यादा है
Little
उधर
blurb
teams
here
ना.
with some information. Oblivion have taken control of the ship. As Monsoon, he is the captain now. As Blinkster too, still sticking
Bell
with
बजा
that
क्या?
raid, looking at the teams that are hiding up on the top of the
Bell
high ground
बजा
of
क्या?
these
मेरे को ऐसे क्यों
buildings,
लगे कि bell
but
बजा?
denying more of that information. They have already set up the Watson fences down here in the middle. My biggest fear though, Genome, is the amount of cryptos in the lobby when it
यार
comes
नहीं
to
बचा.
the Watsons who have already stationed up
नहीं
with their
बचा, नहीं बचा.
fences.
कितने दिन का फाइनल है? 62 days.
Yeah, one of those Watson teams is in big
April
trouble.
में खत्म
Hot
होएगा
Dog
finals.
Mafia have lost their Watson, in fact, and I think that only leaves Crazy Thieves. Again, they are kind of banking on this being a North pull, but it's so hard to tell. I mean, there's a couple of people you look at, Hal, MT, Phony, people that you rely on to be able to call these zones with great clarity and effectiveness, and they've gone for different options, so it's really hard to pick between them, as we do see the Rebel first strike with Fnatic going down.
Hal also gets a little bit of revenge for Fnatic because they follow up for the 3P and catch Henchman. Now go next, thankfully. Have a portal in play,
क्या?
and
चाय
they
की
get
दुकान?
that reset. I was hearing the
क्या हुआ?
arena hold their breath when they saw that fight.
चाय
as
की
Fnatic
दुकान? क्या
go
हुआ?
up early in this match for
क्या
Hot
लिख
Dog
रहे हो
Mafia.
भाई?
He's
चाय
back
की
in the
दुकान?
lobby at the young gun hands of Panic, who has been popping off this tournament. He's always been such an insane player.
क्या? मैंने
crazy
कुछ miss
frag rate,
किया क्या?
very talented. With a lot of pressure under the legacy name of
मैप पे लिखा
TSM.
था.
Here in this finals
मैप पे
lobby,
पीछा नहीं
go
कर रहा
next
अभी.
now.
बाद में देखते.
Hiding behind
Time
these
stamp
rampart
बाद में
walls,
दे
safe
देना,
and
अभी
sound,
नहीं
but
देख रहा
getting information from
मैप पे
Kinda
चाय
and
की दुकान
Crypto.
लिखा है. क्या बात कर रहे
Obviously, a
हो?
lot of cryptos in this lobby, so teams will be pretty much
हाँ,
aware of where
बाद में
everyone
देखते.
else is set up. It gives them a lot of information to be
इसका है वो
able
अभी
to
नेक्स्ट
plan
पैच में
their
इसकी
next
है
moves.
वो ब्रांडिंग आएगी
For
उधर
Team
डॉली
Falcons, that's
डॉली चाय वाले की.
probably just staying put
अभी
here.
नेक्स्ट पैच का अपडेट है वो.
Obviously, they're
नेक्स्ट पैच में अपडेट है
safely
वो
ensconced
डॉली
in
आएगा
this
उधर.
room. No altar means there's
Franchisee.
very few options for people to come at them. No doors to blow off. There's a single zip line with a small aperture, as well as the indestructible doors on either side. Oh my god, it's a shipyard zone.
It is pulling straight up
Oh.
towards the south
ओ
east side
फल्कोनेस का
of
फाइट है
Shipwreck.
चैट.
This is going to be crazy.
भाई Falcon
Team
जीत
Falcons
जाएगा
don't have
fight,
this info,
bro.
by the way. They know Oblivion's right on top of them. The nades set in their
Falcon ये
direction
fight
as the
निकाल लेगा
bunker
मेरे
doors
हिसाब से.
open. They have the
Falcons को हराना
catalyst
बहुत
and they
मुश्किल
have
है ये
the
सब fight
spikes,
में.
but they look like chameleons because they're
Falcons
looking
को
at
हराना
the bunker doors. They're looking at Oblivion right above their heads.
बहुत
and
मुश्किल
they're
है.
doing the fighting all around them as they take out the amp damage from the barriers.
So one of the fun things about this, Vicky, is because these zones are so rare, we're just going to see some freewheeling, right? These teams have had extremely little practice on playing a tight end zone in Shipyard. I don't know if it's ever happened in like the ALGS split.
शानदार ऑनलाइन एक्शन गेम वॉर थंडर आपके उबाऊ सप्ताह के दिनों को खत्म करने के लिए तैयार है. प्रसिद्ध जापानी बैटलशिप यामातो मैदान में आ रहा है. आसमान में एक सच्चा हॉलीवुड स्टाइल निंजा, अमेरिकी कोमांचे हेलीकॉप्टर तेज.
Now, I'm not gonna lie, I'm looking at the zone gave me whiplash. I mean,
उधर
it gave the other teams too, like forced to rotate so quickly
क्या
because
है उधर
Brooklyn has
हालत?
been untouched on the north side of Draft Point after all these teams that have congregated over to that north side saw that circle pool, wasted no time, said we gotta go over there because now there's a bridge
हम
separating
लोग
us and that next potential zone. I honestly have only seen this
नीचे.
like once within my own personal games.
पर-
It's crazy. To see Shopify, though, specifically have set up on the further north side where they really don't have to worry about late rotating
नीचे
teams
नहीं जाना.
from the right choke that leads you into Shipyard.
I mean, if Vicky hasn't seen it, I'm barely anyone seen it. I mean, she's on 12 hours a day. Wow, that's really saying something.
Dang, you gotta expose me. It's true, though. Live, breathe, and we get to watch even more Apex while the teams that are gonna pile up on that north side, it's gonna be a bloodbath.
Yeah, the other thing is this is such a hard road into Shipyard. Maybe this is why we don't get a lot of those zones. Maybe this is why the devs sort of structured it this way, but coming across that bridge is a death trap, basically, especially with no
morning,
altar. You
Sejal.
can't, just get that like mini invisibility as your
सब्सक्राइब करें. 6,500 लोग देख रहे हैं.
And now S8, they've had to come in
सब्सक्राइब करें.
from City Hall, and this is one of the few times we haven't seen them in a really good endgame position.
And this is a fight that could get 3P'd by TSM, but I don't think TSM is gonna move from their spot because they know that there's 3 other teams next to him. But it's NIP versus Unlimit right behind TSM trying to take that fight.
Unlimited, of course, a team who is very used to being on the outskirts, and this is their bread and butter. If we look at teams who want to fight, Vicky, Unlimited have taken the most fights out of any team in the entire tournament. They are drilled, they are ready, but are they good enough to beat Ninjas in Pajamas?
Or are their skills limited with NIP playing this very patiently? On the other side of that wall, you can see the pings, forced to call in an evac. I'm not gonna lie, Yulari Man having this alternator is terrifying. The gold barrel, he's got the purple mag as well as a double tap. Oh, but they're baiting, making it seem like they're gonna take the evac tower to C. If NIP want to push onto them, maybe take the evac tower themselves, they're getting involved in the fight. As it finally
वो लोग
starts,
ने
and
bait
it
किया.
works. It worked for them. The wrecking ball sent out as they get the first knock onto Vayne. Backing away, they don't want to try to overextend, but a huge nade confirms that pickoff. With 18 squads left, I love the utilization from Unlimit.
20 seconds left. Not willing to swing. They had done so much damage to Ninjas in Pajamas there, but they wanted to take that sort of swing angle, but they sat there in the zone and then...
I mean, it's because, look around 4. It's closing in the next 8 seconds as SBI get the respawn. They can't risk this because this is going to make your eyes water.
They are so far from the zone as well. Literally pulling to the northeastern side of Shipyard. Crazy Thieves have actually managed to make themselves fantastic chances to win this game, perhaps if they can get Burhulst back up, because the zone is very much pulling to them, but it looks like Shopify Rebellion on the other side is causing them some issues.
हम लोग
Hopefully, maybe they can work around to get a beacon here, as Legacy also trying to fight right in front of them, but they try to play their life and they get eliminated. It was only Yanya left.
हम लोग zone में कैसे आए?
As 8UL
इसकी
5 points away
Oh my
from
God.
match
Match
point,
point.
but so many nades hurdled at their feet. Oh my goodness! Everyone sent those nades as S8UL cannot qualify for match point.
Our number 1 team goes down. A scarce 5 points needed for them. They try to play it safe, but the rotation is just too hard. Late into Shipyard Arcade is a death sentence.
यार मुश्किल ही था, मतलब जोन के
Since we
हिसाब
have
से
the
तो
back-to-back E-District,
मुश्किल ही था
and the
यार
Grim
थोड़ा सा यार
Reaper of
चैट यार.
match points coming up as the duo of Onset and Yasin. We're gonna have to see, because we always like some more Apex as Burhulst is back in the
Falcon
game.
इसको मार दो भाई,
No
please.
team
Falcon
looking
इसके
to
बाद और कोई है
contest it
क्या
because
आजू
guess
बाजू में?
what?
Oblivion
We
है,
have
बाप
a
रे, बहुत
pile
लोग
up between GoNext,
Oh, no.
E36, and VP. But
Falcones मेरे को लगता है मैच पॉइंट हिट करेगा क्या? तुम लोग को भी लग रहा है? तुम लोग को भी लग रहा है ना? मेरे को तो लग रहा है. तुम लोग को भी लग रहा है शायद.
kick-ass wall from Guild, completely
Wings को भी लग रहा है मेरे हिसाब से कि Falcons का मैच पॉइंट है.
They just get the res, but no
Wings को भी लग रहा है शायद. Wings बराबर बोल रहा है Wings.
How the last one alive.
Falcons का
It's a
मैच
lot
पॉइंट
to
है.
deal with, but he's playing up the blue
100
knockdown
नहीं
with a
ठीक है नहीं
shot.
है. Anti.
And the push, Team Falcons get eliminated. That is our two
Anti.
top teams out of this lobby. We are going the distance as Oblivion are still alive.
Al is statistically, undoubtedly the most dangerous player in this server, but not even he can turn that fight around. Unlimit with too much aggression will get in there, and that means we've got at least 2 more games, Vicky.
Oblivion लेकिन मेरे को लगता है और आई थिंक Wings को भी लग रहा है कि Oblivion ये मैच में मैच पॉइंट हिट कर सकती है, करेगी मतलब इनफैक्ट कर सकती है नहीं करेगी. ऐसा ओपिनियन है मेरा और Wings का दोनों का. Oblivion जो टीम है Oblivion वो कर लेगी. कर लेगी.
Because they know they are right behind Falcons with 35 points. Alliance also looking to reset as 5 Fears get eliminated.
It's a little harder for Oblivion. They've got to do more work, but they do find themselves on the high ground above Alliance and SBI.
Effect comes
Oblivion!
in from the size of the dropship, and they look at Egoist, SBI, having Egoist back away for
Did
now.
we touch
Alliance
match
combined
point?
together.
0 पॉइंट
Look
निकाले
at
हम लोग
you
ने
now,
वो 0 को
Unlimit
मल्टीप्लाई
now,
करके
dropping in from the top. SBI get
10 से
eliminated. And
क्या
it's
मिलता है पता है?
all
मल्टीप्लाई
these
करके 0 ही
teams
मिलता है. नहीं हुआ मैच.
looking to desperately get this KP. Oblivion
अरे भाई,
are hailing
इनके
from
पास sexy
above.
position है
All
भाई.
this extra damage without overextending.
Oh my god, they just got quite a few kills there. 7 kills, Oblivion. This is just desperately needed KP if they want to hit match point right here, right now, up to 42. They have the high ground. This is exactly the kind of spot that Monsoon thrives in, that he succeeds in. Every time we see him up high, you know, maybe some kind of sniper in his hand, that's the kind of games it feels like Oblivion always wins.
Positional advantage, you got a Sentinel in one hand, the Mozem's in the other. Phony finding MT and finishing him off. VP in a lot of trouble as Oblivion.
मैं होता तो मार देता है
and he's literally
ट्रैकिंग
doesn't have an extended mag, he doesn't
स्लो
have
था
the
थोड़ा
cyber stock
मॉनसून
here,
भाई
but
का.
that's fine. He still has a charge up Sentinel and 6 shield cells. That's all he needs to find the cracks and the knocks if he can try to steal some KP from the fight that they see in front of them.
VP go out with just a mere 2 placement points.
Galari
हो गया.
man is back in the game.
I feel like Oblivion का हो गया है chat.
After seeing the res, and Oblivion are just waiting patiently.
Blinks up on the Wraith. He loves this pick. A couple of people have joined him on it, of course, because Alta is now out.
Oh, no.
What can he do with it? Is he going to go for one of the risky kidnaps, even in this position, even when they're on the cusp of match point? Or does he save it for a more, you know, prudent kind of move?
And they may not have a
पहुंच गया
choice because
Oblivion
he
पहुंच
doesn't
गया
have a lot of ammo.
पहुंच गया बे Oblivion. क्या खेल रहा है?
Jen Burden.
Wow.
KP, he gets that first knock. Monsoon playing this patiently.
पहुंच
I
गया
like the way he's
बे.
playing around the other side of the Gen as extra makes
इधर
sure
से तो
cover.
मर ही नहीं सकता Oblivion.
They're hungry.
कौन
They
मारेगा
hear what's
इनको?
going on and they travel uphill.
मारेगा
They
कौन अब
capitalize. As they
Oblivion
don't hear
को?
them, they were so focused on CRT. Verhol's holding on to the
Wow.
CRT did get that respawn, by the way, with all 3 members here. We said if they're up and they're 3, they've got a chance.
अरे मर जा भाई.
SR will go down, but now Oblivion are looking like it could be over for them.
Unlimit and CRT shaking hands.
मर जा भाई मर जा.
To stay alive, but with Blixer looking at the rampart, them trying to get the res. He gets sent down. Fun. He didn't have a shield, and they survive.
अरे मर जा.
Riders are hard at work.
Oh my God.
And Oblivion are 49 feet away. 49 points. He just needs one more.
Can he get the kill? Can they survive? No! Oh no! God, 49. You see the hands go up. Well, still a couple of teams to play. Okay, Crazy Thieves, they've jumped down from the high ground. And Jen Burton.
ठीक है कोई भी नहीं हिट हुआ ना कि कोई भी हिट नहीं हुआ किसका भी नहीं हुआ मैच पॉइंट नहीं हुआ मतलब 2 और गेम तो है 2 और गेम तो है मतलब 2 more games chat 2 more games
from the north side, from
more
Drop
games.
in this rare shipyard zone. Crazy Thieves managed to do it. They take one down on the way. Somehow they get them back into it and finish with 11 kills. That's 23 points for them in the game and puts them up to 39 overall. 4 matches done and dusted, Vicky. Still 0 teams on match point.
But they get closer.
2 more
Oblivion
games
a point
minimum.
away. When I was stuck in Tokyo with Fun, he told me, you know what? This may be it. Looking to maybe look at the retirement home, take a step back. Yet here we are, a point away from match point. It's so crazy. I mean, even crazier the way that Crazy Thieves were able to reset too, coming out of Humbert Labs and holding that choke on the northeast side of Shipyard. But with that reset and being able to claim the high ground of that building, kept them out of a lot of the trouble that was forced on that bridge, right? They wanted to clear their backs from the beginning. That's why originally when they got the res, there was no other team that really pushed them there because everybody else was coming in either from the north side or even the west side of that zone.
Yeah, and look, you know, with Oblivion, Monsoon has one of the most he's a darling of the scene. One of the coolest backstories, and as you said, this could be Fun's last land. I don't know, man. If they take home the trophy, maybe he's going to start.
But Falcon जैसे perform कर रहे हैं हम लोग.
That's what he told me when we had to spend the night in Tokyo.
Falcons जैसी आ रही है performance chat.
Sapporo by all of the snow that you can see coming down around us. Now, at 49 points.
Must be feeling yourself. I mean, with Crazy Thieves, the way that they were able to play that, they must be pretty happy to see that they weren't the team that everybody wanted to jump on top of. I mean, imagine being Monsoon in this situation where they were at risk of potentially not even qualifying for this finals after he lost out in a very intense 1v1 that you and I
wow, what a picture.
But it's the reset, right? And everyone's like, oh man, I mean, the alt tab, it happens to everybody, but it was an expensive issue.
What
but he still was able to make it.
You know what I love about Monsoon, though?
The faces.
Yeah, look, he's intense inside the server, but hey, as soon as he takes the headset off, just such a lovable human. You can hear the crowd loves him. We love him. The scoreboard kind of loves him right now.
And shout out to मामलेदार मिसल मंगाओ क्या
मिसल खाने का मन तो कर रहा है.
Always coming side by side with Monsoon, the dynamic duo to show her support to Monsoon as they're able to find themselves in that first place.
You know, I think they got, I think he actually made the proposal here in Japan at last year's championship. Imagine if this time he could give her a trophy instead of a ring.
Ooh, it's a nice big, I'm not going to say diamond, but achievement here.
49, 45, 42.
That transcends these different accolades as they're 1 point away. I mean, when they were here last year, Riley was showing everybody her ring, so happy. And Monsoon basking in the food, obviously. He's an amazing chef. He gets to take pictures and have his own personal streams in the Monsoon cooking show. And SAUL and Falcons falling short once again. With mere points away. This is what I love
एक और E-District है ना, एक और वापस E-District है मेरे हिसाब से.
With match point finals, as our teams take a quick break, you have to imagine what goes through their head, right? GG, go next. We got to do a reset because we are going back onto E-District, and you also have to consider with other teams knowing that Oblivion are 1 point away. Are we going to have other squads knowing their POI draft trying to grief them on their rotate?
Well, one thing I will say is it's pretty unlikely we get a replay of that game. As we said, Shipyard, we rarely see it unless something's changed. I imagine we'll be going somewhere else. But as you say, Vicky, it's been donut and a donut for Falcons in the last 2 games. But I think they've done well enough in the rest of the tournament that they've still got.
भाई 2 गेम में 0 पॉइंट निकाले और 2 गेम में 42 पॉइंट्स निकाले Falcons ने.
They're just absolutely destroying some of these lobbies when they have a zone that goes to them, and frankly, when they don't.
अरे ठीक है मान लिया मैंने चाय की घंटे के बाद में
I want
देखते
to
हैं.
hear more from the crowd though. They were excited as we tune into Lace, who's hanging out with some of our fans.
Thank you so much, Vicky. This is probably one of my favorite things to do, is to find the only Aussies in the crowd. We've got an American now, that's fine. I've done a little bit better this time round. We have Misery and Rai standing with us now. Now, Misery, you have pretty much gone to most ALGS events around the world. How is Sapporo Year 2 faring up for you?
I think Sapporo is like honestly my favorite place in the world now. It's such a beautiful city. So to anyone watching at home, if this is your chance to attend championship next year, go for it. You won't regret it. It's a beautiful place. It's so magical with the snow.
Exactly. Look at the fans. Look at this crowd. Now, Rye, we're going to ask you, which team have you been cheering for today?
Crazy Thieves.
I heard you were sitting a little bit with Papa Jen. He gets a little bit crazy, doesn't he?
Yep, certainly does.
Obviously, after that win, that's pretty exciting. But I do have something fun for you guys. We actually have the ALGS Championship little card packs here, okay? So I want you guys to pick one from the deck, because there could be a little hollow Nessie in there. So why don't you open that up and show the camera exactly what you guys have?
I have fake nails on. This is hard.
It's very difficult with us with nails, yes. You got to really rip into it, guys. Like tear it with all your heart.
ये cards अपने को नहीं मिलेंगे क्या?
We could do some like little
Cards के बाद
ASMR right now.
cards बहुत मेरे को cards चाहिए भाई.
I cannot.
Cards.
And what do we get?
Cards
You
कौन से
got
cards है?
the
दिखा मैं
Nessie
ध्यान से
there,
देखने दे मेरे
Rye.
को. मेरे को भी चाहिए यार Wings.
She can't open it, but
मेरे
what
को
I
भी
do
चाहिए
want to do
cards.
is I want to take a short little moment to shout out
मैं
our
और
darling
Bings
friend
दोनों
Fee. She is
card
currently
के
very
fans
sick in
हैं. हम लोग
hospital and
cards
she's the
को
biggest Apex
cards चाहिए हम
fan.
लोग.
So I want to say we absolutely
Thank you, Bings.
love you, Fee,
Cards
and we
मतलब
hope that you stay
सिजल
super
नहीं समझेगी
strong, and
importance
we'll definitely
cards
be
का.
home to give you a big cuddle. We love you,
दिखाओ तो सही
Fee.
कौन से cards है. अरे दिखाओ तो ऐसा.
Love you, V.
Back to Genome and Vicky.
Or so you thought. Well, indeed, you thought it was going to be Genome and Vicky. Unfortunately, it's going to be Gaskin and myself on set, who are back on the mics to take you through these next few games down. We got a lot to talk about, and certainly got the energy going as well, because I cracked myself a fresh Red Bull down. It was delicious.
Oh, lovely. Well, no team has made match point yet. I thought when we were coming back, I didn't know, actually, I'm going to be honest, I didn't think we would come back to how Falcons were playing. When
we are only at 6,400 likes. Can we make it 23,000?
Just
please.
One single point away from being that first.
Can we hit 23,000 likes on the stream right now?
We will do indeed. We've still got a lot of work to do, and like I mentioned, if you fancy cracking a fresh Red Bull,
let's go.
You can head over to the Red Bull Gaming Sphere, which is in the fan zone. Plenty of Red Bull available for you to enjoy. And Dan Gaskin has just gathered himself what I can only imagine is a half-empty Red Bull, because you've been chugging through them today, brother.
That I have, keeping me going, that's for sure. And we might need it at this pace. Who knows how many matches we are going to be going if everyone keeps going back and forth, trading out games.
भाई आज एनटी भाई के चैनल पे एसएटीएल का एशिया चैंपियनशिप के मैचेस है बहुत बड़ी. देखते भाई मैं बहुत सुबह उठा हूँ. इसमें मेरी एनर्जी खत्म हो जाएगी. हो सकता है मैं सोने चला जाऊँ. देखते. डिसाइडेड नहीं है अभी कुछ. वेट, गिव मी सम टाइम टू डिसाइड. कुछ खाया भी नहीं है मैंने.
We got in front of us back to match point finals. Like you mentioned. Quite rightly, no one yet has crossed that 50-point threshold. That is when match point gets activated. After that, that's it. One thing that's a standout to me, Dan, and I'm sure for everybody who's watching right now, is how close the leaderboards actually are. And also, so a quick thing, by the way, double E-District. We're back-to-back on E-District as we snake back.
Yes, so this is going to be the only time for now that we see back-to-back matches until we get to Storm Point again at 8 and 9, when it would be back-to-back. They're on, and they're fourth. So will we be able to see the same success from the likes of Oblivion going here into E-District? They only need one more point to be that first team to cross the match point threshold.
But you can see at the top of the lead, at the top of your screen, excuse me, momentarily, the scores for the teams, and now you can't, so we'll read him out for you anyway. Oblivion 1 point away. Heartbreak. He saw fun as well. I think he thought that he got it, but 49 points is where they find themselves. 1 point required to activate match point. SAUL just behind them, 45 points. 5 points needed for them to activate match point. Then you go on to Falcons, 42, and after that, Crazy Thieves with that big win in the previous game. They're on 39 now, Dan. It's very, very doable for them to hit.
டிங் டிங் உங்களுக்காக ஒரு ஃபெஸ்டிவல் ஆஃபர். QR கோட் ஸ்கேன் பண்ணுங்க, UPI பின் போடுங்க.
doesn't affect you too much when it comes to being able to play a little bit quickly to zone. And as we look across some of the comp shifts as well and some of the legends that have been banned, it's always that have been banned. It's interesting to see who's switching things up. You see Fnatic changing from Rampart to Watson, a lot of Ramparts to
limit
Watson.
थोड़ी होता है match point में.
Supernova from
10 match max है.
Pathfinder from Rampart to Maggie. I think there's going to be a change of pace from the cheeky, hard-decky game plan, and I'm definitely excited to see what's going to happen on that side.
Huh?
In terms of legend selection,
Ajitesh bhai, good morning.
We might get a reset.
Good morning with the red color super chat. I don't think unlimited होते हैं matches. I don't think 10 matches का limit है. I don't think so.
So for example,
what's up Ajitesh bhai? Thank you for 2000. Red matching. मैं इसके लिए red पहनता हूँ कभी-कभी.
I just learned that Phony can control cameras with his mind.
ऐसे ही super chat. Thank you Ashwin for making us believe that Indian sports can also make a mark in international states.
Coming in from the IGL. Interesting to
appreciate it, man.
As
Thank
well.
you for all the support.
IGL responsibilities actually been
Thank you for all the support.
On Crazy Thieves, which has been one of the reasons.
नहीं है limit. मैं बोला पता नहीं लोग क्यों argue करते नहीं होते matches के limit normally.
Some of the calls that have been made by the team and the squad, and seems to be working, so everybody contributing to the success. We're also still in the pause here if you're wondering what we're doing and waiting for the game to get underway.
यार 18 मैचेस में तो कोई ना कोई जीत ही जाएगा क्योंकि स्मैश पॉइंट बहुत मतलब बहुत कम है, मतलब 50 पॉइंट्स ही है. तो 18 मैचेस में किसी ना किसी तो कोई तो जीत ही जाएगा, बट मिनिमम नहीं है समय, सॉरी मैक्सिमम लिमिट नहीं रखा है इसमें.
This is the team in front of a Supernova who made that quick change. But Crazy Thieves we were talking about, and Dan, impressive to see their run and what seems like just peaking at the right time here.
FF की लाइनअप रिवील करनी है.
I think that's always been what it's about here in the
क्या लगता है FF को सब प्री में मिलेगा FF वालों को?
And also of course not peaking too late. If you can find that sweet spot, you might be that team that lifts the trophy. And of course Crazy Thieves are not just a team that is, you know, going to be avoiding trying to lift another trophy. They are a team that was designed and built to lift another trophy. All three members of that squad have been there, done that.
तुमको क्या लगता है फ्री में मिलेगा सब?
E-District, Crazy Thieves were able to get that victory on set, and this is how they did it.
Yeah, I mean, they got the respawn just previous to this as well to get, I believe it was Verholz back into the game. And from there, just took a really simple third-party opportunity that presented themselves, and why Oblivion were just focused on getting that one extra point that they needed to qualify. This is about as simple as a win as you can get in the Apex Legends Global Series.
Red लगाना था, अरे pink भी नहीं होगा. Red तो impossible है, pink भी नहीं होगा. Magenta है जो भी मैंने लगाया वो भी नहीं होगा.
And there's a lot of Crazy Thieves fans.
No mention of limit in Wikipedia. Well. There is no limit. Last time भी नहीं था limit. There is no limit. There is no limit.
On their path to match point. But again, no one has been able to achieve it yet. And the first team to pass it should be Oblivion, but we've been here before, where we've seen a roster get very close, be 1 point away, and then not quite able to get over that.
तो पूरा दिन मैच खेल सकते हैं, खेल सकते हैं, but वो unlikely होता है बहुत ज़्यादा यार.
That's a fantastic performance.
Unlikely है, मतलब तुम लोग देखो ना अभी, रुको points table क्या है अभी बहुत unlikely है कि पूरा दिन टीम खेलते रहेगी भाई. रुको points table क्या है अभी, रुको किधर है, ओवरऑल कहाँ है, ये रहा. ठीक है, मतलब कुछ टीम्स है जो पूरा दिन भी जिनके जैसे खेलना पड़े, बट मतलब अनलाइकली है बहुत. एक पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम के बाद तो सारे टीम्स पहुंच ही जाएंगे ना स्मैश में.
Yeah, and will they look back at match 3 though, when they were in that final 1v1, not able to catch up? If they had, they would have been on match point, which is I think what is kind of insane. You've got to look at this team and say, you know, when you're in a 1v1 like that, the pressure is on the line. Are you going to be able to step up to the plate in that moment? And the fact it was against Monsoon after what had already happened previously in the tournament as well. When he had alt-tabbed, he kind of made up for that one in the individual 1v1.
Well, still some work to do for them, of course, to hit match point, but very, very close to doing so. And that man on your screen, Sharky, previously mentioned that man has lifted trophies. He knows what it takes to win in those big moments. And speaking of big moments, now that we're getting to the point, Dan, where we're 50 points is kind of on the threshold for so many of these teams. We're expecting maybe one of those teams to hit match point. It's time to talk about what happens when you hit match point. I personally feel, when I have a discussion with some of the talent team, and I think there's a lot of people out there who believe that when you hit match point, You usually get one opportunity to win a tournament, whether that's a zone that goes your way, whether that's a rotate that opens for you, whether it's an end game that you participate in. It feels like there's one real clear opportunity that when you're in that moment,
please, Bhagwan,
you
please!
feel this is our do or die win tournament moment.
Well, a team who has been in that position before, albeit not in an ALGS tournament, is Alliance. They have been able to lift a trophy. It was at EWC prior to it being part of the ALGS system. Are they going to be able to find a little bit more pace here going into this next game to live up to the expectations that are set for the EMEA powerhouses that are Alliance? Two of the most incredible fraggers around and one of the best IGLs around. I know there's a lot of talk coming into it about Zero, about Hal, but we have to give Hackers his flowers. The only thing he's really missing is that elusive ALGS trophy.
Yeah, that's the big one, right? And it's so difficult to win an ALGS event. We know that it's a battle royale. There is an element of luck on zones that have to go your way. And don't get me wrong, there's also an enormous amount of ability and skill that has to go in it. But this is what I'm talking about with the one opportunity. Alliance sometimes are a little bit late to the party in match point. And I mentioned this before. Even at EWC, that win that they had a couple of years ago now, you've got to remember, it went deep in that series. Very, very deep. And if I'm not mistaken, the longest match point that we've had at a LAN event. So for Alliance, it can't be that same story. I think they need to be there a little bit earlier than they have been historically. And if they can do that, then it's an opportunity for them to have that one chance to strike before other teams get theirs. But at the moment, it feels like a very similar story.
And one of those key differences for that LAN is the match point cutoff was 60 rather than 50 as it was being tested at that tournament. And perhaps that did help the likes of Alliance catch up with the rest of the lobby because they hadn't quite crossed it. Whereas now, they find themselves on 14 points and the leaders on 49. That is still quite a significant gap. Even if we saw Alliance win this next game,
momentum हम लोग का खराब हो रहा है इसके वजह से
they're off the pace. आज last day, you're very unlikely to see a 36-point game to find yourself on 50. So we're going to need to see multiple games from Alliance where they're at the top. And even then, another team is probably already having the chance to get onto match point.
Yeah, it's a very, very interesting thing. And this is all like situations and mathematics that's going through the heads of the players, the IGLs, the coaches as well. So you're going to see game plans change. You're going to see approaches to games change dependent upon how many teams are on match point and how many teams
तो second third
down that elusive 50
decide
points.
होएगा.
There is going to be more aggressive. The more teams that hit match point, if you're not on it, you have to be aggressive. You have to take those teams out.
Guess करो एक बार क्या हो सकता है तुमने जो सवाल पूछा है second third कैसे decide होगा. Guess तो करके देखो पहले दिमाग में एक बार try करके देखो कि क्या हो सकता है. Second third कैसे decide होगा. क्या लगता है मतलब कोशिश तो करो कोशिश. Try तो करो इसका आंसर पहले खुद दे पाओ. अगर नहीं समझा तो गूगल पे शायद ट्राई करो.
They did get to the grand finals, that was their target, and there is still a time. Right, the game is loading. You can see the legends are being selected, and albeit any little last-minute changes, we should know what legends we're going to have going into this one. That should be a Watson ban. But remember, it is E-District here yet again, back-to-back. And can Crazy Thieves go back-to-back on this map to put themselves onto match point?
I mean, Crazy Thieves in the group stages didn't look great, but they kept themselves alive. They went on a run, and now they are here on a Sunday in match point finals, and they've now got that win on the board. Is this the journey that ends with them lifting an ALGS trophy? Well, first of all, they've got to hit match point, and there's a lot of teams who are trying to do the same thing. We expect one of those big boys to hit match point in this game, or will we have some more surprises?
You and me personally, this is the first time we've covered E-District this tournament, and I'm very excited for that. I told you, this is my favorite map to watch.
Ganpati Bappa, please.
It just has some
Zone असं कुठेतरी बाजूला बनव, please.
The way it looks, it feels,
please.
and it runs. Now, you can see on
कुठेतरी
the
असं
right-hand
इकडे
side
असं
just
आम्ही
how many
बसलोय
points
असं
these
उतरलो आणि
teams
इकडे
need
zone
to
दे,
cross
please.
match point.
Please zone
Remember, that
दे.
means they have to win one after that. So for Oblivion, it's as simple as getting top 15, 1 point secured. Get 1 KP, 1 point secured. And then you just have to start thinking about that next match. But you could also deny points from the rest of the lobby by going on to win it yourself here.
Well, Falcons have had a couple of quiet games after an electric start, an almost perfect start. It almost felt too perfect, and maybe it was too perfect for Team Falcons. They find themselves still needing 8 points to hit match point. On the right-hand side of your screen, you can see how many points are required. Oblivion, if they don't hit it, by the way, I mean, you thought Mon was a bit pissed when he didn't win the 1v1 the other day. I think they all might be doing something similar if they can't get that one single solitary point.
Just looking at Oblivion as well, they are very close to Supernova and Alliance. They are two very difficult teams to take a fight against. And also Oblivion find themselves a little bit split right now. I'm not sure whether they tried to split up in hope that maybe they could catch an individual on their looting path and maybe they'll be able to just steal that 1 KP that they need. But either way, they do have information that they are going to be moving down towards Draft Point, down towards SBI, Fnatic, and now TSM.
I'm really blessed with the fan of
Draft Point going to be where our game is going to be ending. Oblivion, by the way, a very interesting game for them. You think about it, if they pick up one player, they hit match point. Job is to stop everyone else at match point. Try and find an S8UL composition and see if you could recognize not just through composition, but maybe just through a few characteristics on how they're playing the game, who those teams are going to be. Now, reminder, if you're watching ALGS for the first time, if you're watching this particular competitive format, teams will not know who they killed until they are fully dead and they pop up in the kill feed. So you're kind of playing a guessing game a lot of the time about who you are fighting.
And it's also far more difficult now with legend bans in selection as well, because it's going to be different compositions every single game as people switch things up depending on what is available to you from those legends in question. Now, Fnatic, one of these teams, they were already down over towards Draft Point, and they're starting to see that other teams are joining them. What are this lobby joining them here?
Be a little bit of a slow burn in this game. Like we mentioned, E-District just in general, lots of places to play. Phony in the kill feed has taken down Oblivion, one of them, and been finished. So that 1 point is a little bit further away for Oblivion here, and it's crazy. These the winners of our previous games. You might be looking to deny them. Just trying to have a look at our map overhead at where Oblivion are. They're kind of trapped in the middle of the zone at the moment, so to actually exit might be a bit difficult for them.
And it sounds easier than it actually is to get to that top 15 and secure that 1 point as well. It's very different from a ranked game where you could just do it by playing edge and surviving whilst everyone dies in the first zone. Instead, you've got to actually try and...
Sounded like you, that was loaded.
It definitely is. Anyway, here is Oblivion against Crazy Thieves.
Hey, bhai. Oh, Crazy bhai. मत करना Crazy bhai, इधर एक ही point चाहिए वो लोग को.
Here momentarily, Fun's got to be careful that right drill doesn't
Crazy bhai.
Places that he doesn't want it to.
मार दो ना, जाओ ना
अंदर. The composition is certainly going to help them slow things down here, but finding a way to get Blinxer back in the game, looking very, very difficult. Monsoon on the Seer. It's going to be able to get some information on where the surrounding players and teams are, but they don't have the banner at the moment. With no crypto available for them in the composition to go and grab it, it's going to have to be done manually here. It's looking pretty tough, and I think they just want to play for that 1 KP, by the way, but the way that they're playing right now.
I wouldn't be surprised if, as a duo, they decide to just send it if they do see an individual that is there for the taking, so they can get that point and then just relax going into the remainder of the game.
I mean, it can't end here, can it? The tournament does not end in this game. No one is on match point. So if they hit it and someone else does cool, they get a chance in that next game. So I think it's the smart thing to do. 5 fears, only 5 points on the board for them. They'll need 45 in this game if they are to hit match point. And as good as they are, it's looking like a very, very tough thing to do. Funny's down, Supernova eliminated in the meantime elsewhere. Monsoon lost alive. Cannot get the single solitary down point that they need.
History has a horrible way of repeating itself sometimes.
Oh, it's heartbreaking.
They are not the first team who has been only 1 point away and then fallen victim to the next game early exit, and they will not be the last either. So now we turn our attention to S8UL and Falcons. Can they cross it here?
Nahi chahiye bhai, attention, please.
Just felt like it was going to be a simple, over-the-line finish for Oblivion. But as I was alluding to, these lobbies are so difficult to get into the final 15, let alone get into the final circle.
5 fears are outside of zone right now, not by far. Zone closing behind them. They're going to get a little bit of info on where the lay of the land's going to be and hit an evac tower where they know that someone is not going to be when they land. Again, a long way to go for them. Only 6 points in the first 4 games for them. Elsewhere in the kill feed, you can see TSM and Grow having a little bit of a playful fight as Gent is going to get that knock. As we turn our attention to Falcons.
Let's go, Falcons.
Well, they have been able to find 1 extra point, Falcons, through a KP. That's 1 more than they had done in the previous 2 matches, so at least a positive. I think you were right. It was a situation where Falcons looked unstoppable, but then suddenly they slowed down. Now we can look back at a replay of the Red Bull first strike of the game as well, where we saw our first wipe and our first team eliminated, and it was 5 Fears against Supernova. Now remember, Supernova did switch over to a very aggressive composition, but sadly it was unable to keep them afloat here, and 5 Fears put a point on the board, a much needed point for them.
TSM's duplex is down. They're trying to stick the res right now. Panic is going to have to do the job of playing bodyguard. VP also have 1 player knock, and they're going to get their IGL back onto his feet. Duplex is going to slide back and should be able to reposition himself safely enough to get that battery popped and stay safe, and for TSM to stay healthy. Fnatic now moving up a little bit closer from the building we saw a few moments ago to see if there was a third-party opportunity. It looks like the call's been made to back up, though. Nothing clear-cut, safe enough for them to commit to.
Oh, nice EMP. That's going to change this
Falcons
entirely. You can see now Falcons are going to be able to surely walk through Shopify Rebellion here.
You would imagine so. A lot of damage done from the EMP, a lot of damage done for the surrounding areas. And it's not just Falcons who are doing the damage to Shopify Rebellion. A lot of teams getting involved. And Shopify are out. 17 squads now remaining as we've lost 3, and Falcons find themselves 6 points away from match point.
Falcons be.
Yeah, everyone seems to want a piece of Shopify Rebellion there. Crazy Thieves got it, Hot Dog Mafia got it, and Falcons all have 1 each. And of course, that's just going to be 1 extra point each as well. Virtus.pro have got the respawn.
Hello?
And remember, Oblivion have been eliminated from this game, so they won't be able to get towards match point until the next match. As Go Next look to try and find their way a little bit closer, but Light has just got a lot of information here. And it's TSM on the receiving end of this one. Yeah, maybe don't take that portal, guys.
It's a scary sight to come through that portal and see Duplex out in the toilet. It's a terrifying proposition to go up against, and maybe the pure aura of Duplex being in that position was enough to send Go Next back. Alliance, though, taking some damage. There's a bubble down on the outside of their building, and a couple of nades being thrown through. It's Ninjas in Pajamas and 5 Thieves, I think, who are trying to do some damage to this position. Alliance are having to share a building they really don't want to. And they've also got a cheeky phony who's extending to see if he can really influence and force these teams to fight.
And it's so funny, isn't it? There's so much of the map still to play, but you know how important it is to try and secure one of these locations for the late game. Having to play friendly neighbor for now, but it can't last forever. One of these teams has to be brave. Now it is going to be an armor check. You can see on the other side they had purples.
Alliance with a big swing outside. Elsewhere, by the way, look at the distance. It's going to be Falcons who are actually picking up the majority of these kills.
Falcons bhai, please bhai.
Right, Drew or Mad Maggie from distance managed to pick up 1 as well.
Falcons को किधर से मिल रहे हैं kills? इधर है ही नहीं Falcons.
Alliance will be saying thank you, Falcons, for the help. We'll survive for now. But Effect will fall, and it's Phony who was lurking this whole time, being a nuisance, who'll get the KP.
Yeah, Effect got a little bit too adventurous, but there is going to be a respawn beacon as Virtus.pro are eliminated in 16th. So now we do see 1 more point added to every team alive here into the top 15, which is 1 more to the likes of Falcons and S8UL, who are now 3 and 4 points away from crossing that match point threshold.
And Falcons are safe in zone here. There must be opportunities for them to pick off kills of late rotators into zone. Teams who are being desperate, teams who are having to cross the open, or maybe people who are just standing still in the open. Guild hit him with some good damage with that 30-30 repeater. As Falcons trying to kind of work their way slowly, not just towards match point, but in the context of this game, towards purple shields, so they have a little bit more of a comfortable time to do so. Also, you can see infinite ammo here for Imperial. How he's going to be good on his double energy loadout for the entirety of this game. Should he switch over to another power amp at some point? We'll have to wait and see, but for now, he's going to be able to put damage consistent.
You can see the zone's going to be shifting a little bit further west now. TSM still dead bang center and just had a mythic bin spawn on them as well. Go Next is going to be holding the far western side, which I actually really like this position right now, because you can not only have a lot of tabs on what's happening on the east, but you can probably pick up some kills from the likes of Genji and Unlimit, who are probably going to be forced this way after their engagement, and the zone does pull them in.
The Crazy Thieves right on the edge of zone now. Ninjas in Pajamas are the team who are kind of holding. They will be safe. Like, this building they're in is going to be in. And they do have a lot of options to make, but if you look at how many teams they're going to have to go through in order to get into a position to put the 7 points on the board that they need, to hit match point. It is looking a little bit difficult. I think that it's going to be a big moment in this game for Crazy Thieves. How they rotate in towards this zone. They do have Wraith, and Phony was on Wraith to try and thread the needle when it comes to finding a place to play. But this is a tough moment for them. To be safe for the next zone, it's one after that that's a struggle.
And being told by the voices in my head that TSM got a Kraber from the Mythic bin as well, so maybe some last-minute action is going to happen inside of Draft Point later on.
Voices in your head tell you much more friendly things than mine.
You just got to keep tabs on them. Got to be friendly with them, as now Unlimit having a couple of pop shots over towards Fnatic. But I don't think this is going to end up in an actual engagement, but Unlimit will use that Ash Portal to head on in. And remember, Go Next were very close to them here, but this is a very stacked area in terms of elevation and the different places you can play. So Unlimit are going to be more than happy where they currently reside. A little bit vulnerable to certain angles, so you just have to kind of keep your head on a swivel here.
There's going to be a lot of responsibility on Stuvie here to get those hands up, use that heartbeat sensor on Seer to find out where the teams surrounding are going to be. Don't have any real defensive legend whatsoever to hold this space down, so there's going to have to be damage output that forces teams away from them. Maybe the Seer Q will be enough to force teams to retreat for a few seconds, but when you get EMP'd, things become a little bit more different. Just an update as well as we see the zone continue to move, by the way, over to the east away, excuse me, to the west away from Crazy Thieves' position. No team still has hit match point. 7 points here as Crazy Thieves finally have to be put in a position to make their rotation. Let's jump into the comms now. It's a massive moment for Crazy Thieves.
Ore Falcons. Falcons और Crazy Thieves का fight. इनको 7 चाहिए, उनको 3 चाहिए.
Careful mirror. We're good. No mirror.
Come
up. You can go back. Take it back real quick. Pop the strange, I'm going. Wait. I'm going now. Going back. No pass.
So through the portal once, through the portal twice. Weren't able to take that team down in front of the Hot Dog Mafia, but they've been dealt with by other hands in the lobby here. And Hot Dog Mafia now being out of their way, maybe clears a path on this bridge.
अरे भाई मत तो ना इनको भाई.
Kill onto Yanya. If they can finish this one off, not just the fight, but the KP, that will be another point, and they are getting closer and closer to match point.
Yeah, full wipe here would be that match point threshold crossed, and it is going to be good shots coming out of Hal as well. Just the one more required.
They'd have that knock, but they haven't finished it yet. 48 points in the bank for Team Falcons. 2 more, and they will be our first team to hit match point. 14 squads now remain in the lobby.
भाई 1 2 4 7 बाप रे.
He did. He got killed. Gil gets kidnapped, gets ripped away from Team Falcons. It's Panic who makes the play, and now Waltzy and Hal have to find 2 points on their own.
Panic has been unbelievable on Raid so far this tournament, but here comes Yanya.
Well, it's still a 2v2, remember. Yanya still alive. I'm pretty sure there's another Legacy player alive. They only got the one finish initially. So there is the opportunity for Waltzy and Hal to make a play on that duo. Elsewhere, back to the bridge. Crazy Thieves and SAUL are having a look at each other here.
Remember, SAUL very close to that match point threshold as well. They need 4 points right now, but Crazy Thieves
starting
to get closer and approach them. Look at the amount of damage that SAUL have taken so far.
Prime Bow, though. That can make a big difference. What it could from distance. Sharky with the vault. Does make a difference. Sharky now
please.
Even out for just a second. But the initial damage done means that Verhulst is now last alive. Jesko is in a position to help out his teammates, and Crazy Thieves will be down. 48 points now still for Team Falcons as we change our attention back over to Imperial Hal.
That's both Falcons and SAUL. They need 2 more points now to cross this threshold, and in Imperial Hal, it's getting aggressive. It's Legacy, those 2 remaining players you were talking about, and the utility being
there's one!
There's the first!
Frag grenade follow-up here, Nears all last alive. Still haven't got the finish. The point does not count until that player is dead. But with Nears all ticking and Legacy falling, it's still 1 point required.
Yeah, Noct got the initial one onto Neasel, that's why.
Yep. Just when you thought the Falcons had done the job, Grow Gaming and Noct make it a little bit more interesting.
Well, at least you've still got the Crypto alive, though, and you have the banner. Still a chance for Falcons to get back up to 3. Just the one more point required. They will be our first team to cross the match point threshold. Or will S8UL do it? But it is a slightly different journey S8UL have to take. They are further away, but technically they might have to go through Falcons to get into zone here.
कैसे जाएंगे अभी chat?
They do have Valkyrie though, and they do have the Skyward Dive available. Now this is going to be terrifying. S8UL do use the Valkyrie on them. They take to the skies, and by being able to scan where those teams are, they are hoping and praying they can find somewhere to land. Falcons still need this 1 point though. And we saw Oblivion came into the game needing 1 point. It's not as easy as it looks. Oh. McLovin!
Oh my goodness! In and out, there's 3 rats in the tunnel, and you have to be avoiding that, and he does. Alliance also in the kill feed. Unlucky and Hackis both get to. Wolsey gets the finish!
हो गया match point हो गया Falcons का.
As SBI Esports will be eliminated as well. Team Falcons, the #1 seed, hit match point first here.
But as for S8UL, did they land? Yes, they did. If they get 1 more position, they will gain 1 more placement point, but then they would also need that extra KP. Will we be seeing 2 teams on match point?
Hand फट गई है मेरी तो.
At the moment, they're under a lot of fire. Riot drills here, there, and everywhere. Unlimit are below them. Genji just on the other side. Grow below them as well.
Come on, B.
There's definitely kills available for S8UL here.
Come on,
but the
B.
zone now is going to naturally force all these teams together. 11 squads left in this final circle.
Yeah, Alliance still alive, by the way. Hackers.
Come on, B. Come on, B. TMD.
Excuse me, I think it actually might be Effect who's last alive for them as a solo on the Catalyst. No, it was Unlucky. Got there eventually. He was on the Catalyst.
It's one of the
I was going to say, at least they're getting nothing there as well.
Come on, B. Come on, W, JMD,
11 teams left in a final circle.
JMD.
You wouldn't see this on Olympus, let me tell you that for free.
Drones up in the sky for the Cryptos. You can see 4 of those knocking about. That's Jesco! Oh! He's on his back! Sharky! Can you be the hero that S8UL need? Sharky trying to commit, trying to find it. 1 point! 1 point away! S8UL will not be able to join Falcons on match point. Alliance eliminated, Genji eliminated as well, and that's that darn Genji causing problems once more.
2 teams fall short of match point by 1 in this lobby. Can anyone else get there? Go next, perhaps, at 37, but it looks like they're falling as well. Henchman, the last remaining player. Fnatic just wiped out in 8th position. And Henchman is not going to be long for this world either. 6 squads now remain as everyone dropping.
Falcon's still alive as a duo, by the way. Unlimit will go out next. Ninjas in pajamas. Great shots coming in from McLovin with that double tap on the alternator. And I was saying, in some of the shake-ups as Enderforce 36 are eliminated next, that this guy on your screen is one of the most talented controller players and slayers that we have in the TSM. Think of the play that they made, that this young man made on the raid to kidnap a little bit earlier on a member of Falcons. Well, TSM have now taken Hal down as well.
क्या हुआ? अरे मतलब अभी एक मैच एक्स्ट्रा हो गया ना. अभी Falcons के पास एडवांटेज है, समझ रहे हो? अभी मैच पॉइंट अगर इसमें हिट करते हैं हम लोग, अब हमको एक मैच लगेगा मैच पॉइंट हिट करने को, फिर दूसरा मैच जीतने को. अबे यार हट बे. यही तो सीन है ना मैच पॉइंट का चैट. तुम लोग समझे अभी? अरे यार फक यार हट.
It's ninjas in pajamas from the low ground.
Fuck.
Who will put themselves within 4 points of match point. They are the champions of match number 5 on E District.
क्या होगा अभी? अभी कुछ होगा नहीं भाई.
But the story coming out of it, Dan, is that team Falcons are the only team who can now win the
अभी बस
tournament
देखो,
in this game.
अभी अपना बेस्ट केस सिनेरियो क्या है? अपने को चाहिए Falcons मरे. Falcon अगला गेम जीत नहीं सकती. Falcons अगर अगला गेम जीत गई तो वो लोग जीत गई इवेंट. अभी वो लोग को पहले मरना चाहिए और अपने को 1 पॉइंट चाहिए. अपने को सिर्फ 1 पॉइंट चाहिए और कुछ नहीं चाहिए. अपने को नेक्स्ट गेम में सिर्फ और सिर्फ 1 पॉइंट चाहिए. अपने को और किसी चीज की जरूरत नहीं है.
They do it in 6. I think Hal tweeted out saying he was going to do it in 7 today.
That's foreshadowing.
Oh fuck, उसने 7 गेम बोला था ना?
and Oblivion were unable to cross that elusive 50 point
mark. ये 5वां गेम था ना?
NIP get close. Crazy Thieves only 7 points away. Grow Gaming 8.
गांवों के विकास की दिशा अब गांव खुद तय करेंगे विकसित ग्राम पंचायत प्लान्स के माध्यम से।
6 गेम मतलब नेक्स्ट गेम अपने को लगे मैच पॉइंट हिट करने को।
But a 23-point game there from NIP was huge for their chances of trying to catch up here. They will be hoping they can
तो इतना ओवर रिएक्ट क्यों कर रहे हैं भाई? मेरा चैनल, मेरा घर, भेंचोत मेरा इंटरनेट लौड़े, मेरे स्ट्रीम पे मत दिमाग का भोसड़ा मत कर। 1 पॉइंट से हम लोग का मैच पॉइंट रह गया, माइंडफक हो रहा है, इसके लिए ओवर रिएक्ट किया हो मैंने। ओवर रिएक्ट नहीं किया, हमने रिएक्ट किया हो। नहीं देखना तो किसी और के स्ट्रीम पे जा। चल राहुल, क्या नाम है? रतुल तरफदार, क्या नाम है तेरा? तेरा फोटो है, फोटो है, चुत्तड़ तो दे, दिखाओ चैट, दिखाओ। नहीं है, छोड़ो, जाने दो। मैं नहीं ओवर रिएक्ट कर रहे, क्यों कर नहीं करूंगा भाई? 1 पॉइंट से एक गेम का डिसएडवांटेज है ना चैट, एक गेम का डिसएडवांटेज है। यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड। अगर हम लोग भी मैच पॉइंट हिट करते तो नेक्स्ट गेम में अगर हम लोग जीत जाते तो हम लोग इवेंट जीत जाते। अब हम लोग एक गेम एक्स्ट्रा खेलना ही पड़ेगा व्हेन देयर इज वन टीम हु हैज ऑलरेडी रीच्ड चैंपियन पॉइंट, मैच पॉइंट। तो कैसे नहीं समझ में आता तुमको ये चीज?
To be, let's stop Team Falcons.
Fuck, वो भी 1 पॉइंट से रह गया यार।
The beauty of Apex Legends is this crowd will now be willingly going against Team Falcons just to witness
Sorry, no negativity.
Apex
Sorry.
Legends. If Falcons
sorry.
are eliminated
My bad.
at any point in this next game, the crowd
Fuck,
will
you are so close.
Pocket of Falcons fans, I'm sure.
I was going to say, we were talking about this backstage. It's one of the only esports in the world that celebrate a team not winning. It's a wonderful, wonderful dichotomy that we have in match point finals. If you want your team to win, you have to hate watch for a game or so. The teams that have hit match point, it is a
intense, bro. Intense as fuck. Intense as fuck. Ajitesh bhai, more power to SL. We got this, bro. Intense as fuck. Thank you for the 1,000, Ajitesh bhai.
You know,
please subscribe. Please like the stream. Please like. Can we hit 42,000 likes? Let's
what he
go.
said in his own words. And it didn't work out, right? And then he takes the responsibility of saying, do you know what? I was built to be an IGL. I'm going to go back into that seat. I'm going to find my way back in. He's probably realizing as well that there's going to be some teething pains with that. There's going to be a lot of eyes on him. But see why he's so damn good. You see why he leads from the front. He's superb then.
Job not done yet, though. I will say, job not done yet. Lace, job is not done yet, but they have found themselves on match point. How are you doing out there?
Yes, thank you so much, Gaskin. Obviously, it's been absolutely exceptional today, but there is one more thing that I want to talk about today, and we have the MVP trophy right next to me with my lovely assistant here showing it off. It's actually one of the Phoenix kits, but it is for the MVP. Our wonderful Hugo, who runs through the stats with damage, kills, damage differentials, will actually head towards the MVP at the end of the day. So it's about 50% the player stats, and the other 50% is from the talent on the broadcast. So I'm taking bribes just a little bit. But by my side, I have another lovely assistant here. We've got Snipe with one of the beautiful jackets that the MVP's team can actually win as well. So we've got some beautiful prizes here for that most valuable player.
मेरे को भी वाटर बॉटल लगा। मेरे को लगा कि वो बोलेगी कि हमारा मर्च हम लोग वाटर बॉटल बेच रहे हैं अभी इधर बाहर स्टेडियम में जाके लोग। MVP की ट्रॉफी एक्सपेक्ट नहीं किया था मैंने।
Your favorite MVP player, but I'll bet it.
पटेल एंड डंबलडोर भी नहीं दिख रहे आजकल।
It's back. That Phoenix is cool, isn't it?
Bribes.
I want one of those. I hate that we're in charge of making big decisions.
अभी मैं स्ट्रेस ब्रेक लेके आ रहा हूँ।
I do this job.
बहुत स्ट्रेस से गांड फट गई मेरी, बोलती ही बंद हो गई है। मैं स्ट्रेस ब्रेक लेके आ रहा हूँ, ठीक है? और खाना भी लेके आ रहा हूँ। रुको 2 मिनट, कहीं जाना मत।
Hugo is getting the majority because
नहीं जा ही रहे हो तो किसी और ऐसे डुअल स्ट्रीमर के चैनल पे जाना, कहीं और मत जाना।
Hugo's addition to this broadcast team has been.
बट अगर जाना ही है तो आई थिंक शर्लॉक स्ट्रीम कर रही है।
Is Apex down or not?
उनकी नहीं है शायद, मर्सी भी शर्लॉक स्ट्रीम करे वहाँ पे।
Now, anyway, moving on to match 6, we have our first match point team. Can they do it in 6? We move over to World's Edge. Do you know where they're dropping, by the way?
Skyhook West. Sky West is number 1 seed.
There was a time where Skyhook West was the winningest POI on World's Edge. Probably still is statistically, I'll ask Hugo. But there is a fantastic chance here for Team Falcons to win this entire darn thing.
And they will know it. And now we talk back, or we turn ourselves, I should say, back to that conversation we were having about the one chance. Falcons have a free hit at it right now. No one else in the lobby is on match point. No one else in this match 6 can win the tournament outside of Falcons. Now, that's interesting for a few reasons. One, everyone knows that Falcons are dropping at Sky West. Everyone knows probably where Falcons are going to be rotating from. But two, Falcons really can kind of put the nerves up everyone else. Because Falcons, if they do it here, it would be with everybody looking at them. It would be an insane thing to do as the first seed, the first team to hit match point, to set a new record, to break that curse and go through to be champions.
Crazy thing is here as well, they were running Catalyst already, and I don't know if this is foresight from them or just a happy coincidence. A lot of the lobby are going to move to Catalyst now because Watson's just been banned. It's one of the last Controller Legends that's actually left available to hit Ring Console. Obviously, there are Legends that can do it elsewhere, but alas, expect to see a lot of Catalyst going into World's Edge here. More difficult to target a Catalyst team that was playing it previously, one of the only few. Now we're going to probably have at least 10 plus teams doing the same thing.
If I was on the teams, by the way, League Ops would hate me. I'd be walking.
They already do.
No, but they do, and I'm not even on the stage. But I'd be walking through, I'd be going, I'll put my hand up, I'll be like, I need the bathroom. And I would be walking past, and I would be making a note of everyone's comp. Looking at, and I would be banned from tournaments, which is why I can't compete anymore, Dan. It's not because I'm not good enough. It's because I find any competitive edge I can, which is outside of the rulebook.
So good news if you are a Falcons fan. Mark isn't behind the stage. He won't be able to give them the POIs, at least I'd hope not anyway, give the comps away. Other good news is they have found a World's Edge victory already this tournament. When teams start to cross match point, that's when I start to look at the statistics of how many teams have actually won on this map. What is their percentage conversion from top 5 to winning the entire game as well, which will go a little bit deeper into that if Falcons are able to find themselves in that top 5. Anyway, Team Falcons, excuse me, have been one of the best teams around, and World's Edge might just be their home.
Well, what we'll do in the meantime, while we're waiting for match 6 to get underway, is take a look back on one of those Team Falcons victories, and we're going to hear what it sounded like to be inside of the headsets and inside of the comms.
Let's go, I'm pulling. I'm on.
Pull left your bat, pull left your bat.
I'm pulling. It's left guy. Yeah, I'm healing.
He's new castle, he's resing.
Double resing.
Can we swing?
Ready to heal.
Castle.
Dead. Let's go.
Chat, मैंने साबुदाना वड़ा मंगाया था. मेरे को साबुदाना न्यूक्लियर बॉम्ब आया है भाई.
He's full of confidence. I love it. He's
Full
like,
of beans, some may say.
I mean, how's like his hair's falling out. If that would have carried on a few more seconds, he would look like me. And Waltz is like, don't worry about it. I got it. I want it. All good. Like, and he does that a lot actually. It breathes confidence. A few times you see Waltz in 1v1s. He's like, don't worry, I got it.
I mean,
like, stop panicking. You're making me panic. Just let me win it.
As an anchor player, it's your job to just kind of calm things down, anchor the team, and Waltzy, you've said it so many times.
ये 2000 वाले SC काउंट क्यों नहीं हुआ क्योंकि पहले आया था. पहले आया था इसलिए काउंट नहीं हुआ.
You do need that person that sometimes can calm things down both in and outside of the game. The question is now, with pressure on.
You said outside of the game and it reminded me of the boot camp. The boot camp where all you could hear was Waltzy scream and a coffee cup smash. Outside of that one really obvious, memorable example, you are right though.
I definitely am right. All right, that is going to wrap up, of course, match 5. We have one team on match point. Will Falcons win it in 6 games? There's only one way to find out. We have to get there first, but before then, we're going to go for a quick break. We'll be right back after this.
यार अच्छा नहीं है.
Galleria, the official PC partner of the ALGS Year 5 Championship.
ब्रेक है क्या? यार अच्छा नहीं है. मिर्ची का ही बाइट ले लिया मैंने. मामलेदार मिसल में से मंगाया मैंने. अच्छा नहीं है.
Razer, the official chair partner of the Apex Legends Global Series.
मिसल पाव खाने का मूड नहीं था मेरा मैं सोचा स्ट्रीम पे बैठ के साबूदाना वड़ा इजी है ना खाने को करके मंगाया मैंने अच्छा नहीं है वो
Clever tactics, bold maneuvers. You've a curious mind. Care to fathom the mysteries of the universe?
Welcome back to Match Point Finals. Welcome back to
Oh,
Sapporo,
fuck,
Japan.
man,
A packed
trophy,
arena here, waiting to see if this will be the final game of our Match Point Finals. Team Falcons have crossed that threshold. They have the 50 points they need to go on and win the tournament and get their hands on that trophy. Gaskin and myself on set, still on the mic here to talk you through this next game. And Dan, Falcons have that chance, that free shot now as the only team who are on Match Point.
When they do get to this on the map, especially if the zone does pull a little bit further north, maybe even northwest if they're lucky. Will it be that one chance that you've been speaking of? Will Falcons get that moment here? Will we see an early elimination? Of course, there is only
Apex के लिए
one
constant
way to
3-4K is
find
damn
out.
nice.
We are
Apex के लिए
just
नहीं है
about
यार ये.
ready to head into the game.
SNTL
Legend
के लिए.
selection is starting to begin here now. Remember, we are
SNTL
going
की
to
watching
see
है
Watson
chat.
banned from this, so I'm expecting a little bit more catalyst to come into the fray as that controller legend, as that legend that can give you ring confirmation and ring information.
Well, let's give you the lay of the land of everyone else chasing though. S8UL, just 1 point required. The same can be said for Oblivion. 1 point for either of those teams and they will join Falcons on Match Point. Ninjas in Pajamas only need 4. Crazy Thieves only need 7. And Grow Gaming only need 8. So if Falcons don't do it here, Dan,
बहुत
boy,
खराब
does this lobby open up. There is a lot of
कल का लग रहा है ऐसा लग भी नहीं रहा आप भी
for a
बनाए
lot of teams to join them on Match Point. 50 is what
Let's
they
go!
need. Falcons need the win. We're on to World's Edge.
On to World's Edge, and we'll start things off with Team Falcons. And you know what?
Wanna do a challenge for $20? Depending what's the challenge. What's the challenge?
Still very, very well with the the strength that, of course, Caustic has had in recent times with the continual buffs that have been given to the legend. That's what's needed for everyone outside of Falcons on the top right side of your screen. S8UL, that's the points they need, just the one. Oblivion need 1. Ninjas in Pajamas 4, Crazy Thieves 7, Grow Gaming 8, and even Go Next and TSM are within striking distance. I mean, you could argue with big games as well. The list below might have an opportunity, but it's the fact that multiple teams don't need a huge amount of points to hit Match Point now, Dan, that will be both good for them, but also concerning for Team Falcons if they don't win it here.
Oh, Fnatic will go down.
Oof.
And our Red Bull first strike goes in favor of Hot Dog Mafia, but now Crazy Thieves are going to be on the back end of this, looking to try and third party, looking to try and get 4 of those 7 points they require to cross that match point threshold.
Yeah,
Crazy Thieves मार रहे हैं.
Fire here for Phony. He hasn't had the opportunity to even gather himself his weapon of choice so far. Crazy Thieves with the quick rotate, and with those kills being secured, they now find themselves just 6 points shy of match point.
भाई आपका और भाभी का व्लॉग 636 के हो गया भाई. भाई वो व्लॉग बहुत अच्छा गया मेरा. सच्ची बताओ तो बहुत अच्छा गया वो वाला
was from Skyhook West as well. Everything is leading in their favor right now. It's just a matter of converting now in front of them.
636 क्या हो गया?
Rambo, not in a hot dog costume anymore, but instead invisible behind a van.
Visibility cloak may be the choice of wardrobe for him. Virtus Pro, who the first 2 games very rough for them. After a very impressive road to this grand finals, maybe they can start to turn it around a little bit here on World's
Oblivion
Edge.
का हो गया शायद.
Long way to go for them. SBI Esports are playing in and around Grandma's
Oblivion का
house,
हो गया
which is
match
going to be in
point.
front of them as they
शायद.
can try and
Knock
cross
किया
through
मतलब वो लोग ने अभी.
the ravine in front of them over that hillside, and TSM have found themselves inside of zone as well. Or maybe looking for a kidnap again. It's actually Panic on the way to try and take someone with him once more.
Is Blinks going to try and make a push here to try and get that one kill? I noticed that he saw there was a knock on the E36 side in the other building. But you don't want to find yourself as a duo yet again, but Monsoon trying to provide as much information as possible as they still look for that one single point to cross match point.
1 point. And now it's different, right? We talked about the previous
ads
game.
Ads ban.
Game plan could have been
chill out, ads are ban.
1 kill, finish it off, job done. No one else is going to win the tournament. Now that's different, because if they get the kill, but then get thirded, get traded,
Falcons को टारगेट करो यार, मुश्किल है. मतलब जो टीम का नहीं हुआ है मैच पॉइंट वो लोग
Now that
पता नहीं
Oblivion have to
जाएंगे
play,
कि
they
नहीं
have to play
target
the more
करने.
traditional game, look to win it,
I'm
and
just
deny
sleeping, bro, is
Falcons
always
as
sleeping
well
these days.
as getting that single point on the
Winter है
board.
ना, winter में almost
for
पूरा दिन
everyone,
सोता
really.
रहता
If
है
it's
वो.
difficult to find a team and target a team, which we know it is, the only way you can stop them is by winning yourself. And usually that'll come along with a nice amount of points, and you might find yourself on match point going into the next one. We already have almost 75% of our lobby within this next zone. Still a few late stragglers, though, are just moving from the further POIs. The likes of Shopify Rebellion
Next vlog,
still moving.
Sejal went for
Shopify
shopping.
Rebellion have been a little bit quiet so far in these match point finals, but the longer it goes on,
I bought her the entire store.
to catch up and get to potential match point, they are another one of those teams that could go on to win the whole thing. And that is the scary thing about these match point finals. If you do not take that opportunity that you're presented with, that Falcons have that opportunity right now, the more teams that get added, the more likely, and I guess the more difficult it becomes to actually secure it yourself, and you open the door to these other teams.
Taking ourselves down to the southern side of the map now. Shopify Rebellion looking to walk up towards more central areas. Actually kind of counter-rotating right now. They do have a blue bin near them. Maybe they're thinking about just grabbing that for a little bit of extra Evo.
Auntie G is my favorite. Hope for more vlogs.
They find
I will.
themselves quite far off the pace at the moment. 30 points.
पटेल
Shopify
ब्रदर्स
Rebellion
दिख
need to
नहीं
get
रहे.
match
पटेल
point.
ब्रदर्स थोड़ा हाइटस पे शायद थोड़ा
Long
मिसिंग
way
है
away in
मेरे
context of where
जिंदगी से.
everybody
पटेल
else
ब्रदर्स
finds themselves in this lobby.
क्या कर सकते? Done कर दिया. Thank you.
Will be a similar composition that we see across the board with Catalyst, Sia coming in for a few as well. It's interesting we've seen less
आपका व्लॉग
Valkyries since
YT
you
featured
lose the
था?
Newcastle, you lose the core stick.
है.
It's much more difficult to try and plop yourself in zone and build up a base. No rampart to do it either. But remember, I was talking about the legend reset. Will happen after this match.
Chat but in general so far 2026 का तुम्हारे भाई का सोशल मीडिया परफॉर्मेंस कैसा लग रहा है तुम लोग को? अभी थोड़ा मैच लो है तो अभी इधर इस पे मतलब कैसा लग रहा है, मतलब थोड़ा YT सो परफॉर्मेंस भाई का 2026 so far कैसा लग रहा है तुम लोग को? YT नहीं मतलब सोशल मीडिया परफॉर्मेंस, रील्स, इंस्टा, यूट्यूब कैसा लग रहा है? अच्छा लग रहा है. थैंक्स यार. थैंक्स मैन, थैंक्स मैन, थैंक्स मैन, अप्रिशिएट इट मैन. थैंक्स मैन.
Out towards the respawn building like we saw the other
Thanks man,
day.
appreciate it man. थक भाई ने एक टारगेट दिया है चैट इस साल का कमाई का, और टारगेट कैसे भी करके रीच करने का अपने को, समझ रहे हो? थक भाई ने एक टारगेट दिया है मेरे को, वो कैसे भी करके अपने को रीच करने का. थक भाई ने कुछ टिप्स एंड ट्रिक्स दिए थे, वो भी अपने को, वो तो मैं कर ही रहा हूँ. मैंने एक टारगेट दिया है एक इस साल के कमाई का, और उनको डिसअपॉइंट करने में मैं थोड़ा सा मेरे को शर्म आता है. तो उन्होंने टारगेट दिया है तो वो टारगेट को अपने को अचीव करना है. समझ रहे हो? पटेल भाई आ गए. व्हाट्सअप नील भाई, लव फ्रॉम कैनल, लव यू. टारगेट है मतलब अर्निंग्स का टारगेट दिया है, अर्निंग्स का वो टारगेट मेरे को रीच करना पड़ेगा. कितना है क्या है वो तुम लोग को मैं नहीं बता सकता, बट उनको डिसअपॉइंट नहीं करने अपने को, समझ रहे हो चैट? तो टारगेट रीच करेंगे मोस्ट लाइकली. टच वुड
of teams in and around the center of
क्वालिटी
Monument here.
अरे किधर तू पागल है क्या रे?
We need 4 more points.
किधर से इंक्रीज करूं?
After an incredible victory for
Instagram
them,
काफी
it will
सही है.
definitely be a
Love you.
confidence builder.
Love you.
Another team that have been building up throughout this season.
Just a small then we like to see you more in the vlogs. Last vlog you're behind the camera. अरे उसके लिए मेरे उसी के लिए मेरे को वो DJI Pocket 3 लेना है. अभी पैसे नहीं है, नेक्स्ट मंथ लूंगा. क्योंकि ना मेरे को फोन के साथ मेरे को वो बहुत आइडिया नहीं लगती मेरे को बहुत वियर्ड लगता है. तो इसके लिए मेरा प्लान है मैं भी वो DJI Pocket 3 लूंगा ताकि स्क्रीन में दिखता है ना क्या रिकॉर्ड कर रहा हूँ. तो है, डोंट वरी, I'll improve shit, don't worry.
Of course, that ALGS Open was a
ट्रेंडिंग सॉन्ग पे रील्स कंटेंट करो. यस, सब करूंगा. अभी शर्म मैंने थोड़ी सी साइड में रख दी. सब करूंगा.
Although saying that, at the ALGS Open when they did get to match point
Insta
finals, they looked pretty good
DJI, but DJI का पॉकेट जैसा प्रोडक्ट नहीं है Insta 360 का कोई. है क्या? मैंने तो नहीं देखा. Insta 360 का ऐसा कोई प्रोडक्ट नहीं है. पॉकेट 3 बहुत अच्छा है यार DJI का, बहुत बढ़िया है, बहुत सेक्सी है. मतलब मेरे पास है इंस्टा का, मैं यूज करता हूँ, बट आई फील लाइक उसका जो ब्लॉगिंग का प्रोडक्ट है मेरे को नहीं लगता इंस्टा 360 के पास कुछ है अच्छा. क्या है? नहीं है, कहाँ है? एक्शन कैमरा नहीं लेना ना चैट मेरे को. एक्शन कैमरा लेके क्या करूंगा मैं? एक्शन कैमरा नहीं चाहिए. अंकी हैज इट इंस्टा. अंकी के पास DJI है पॉकेट.
But for now, they are completely
अंकी के पास तो DJI है, Osmo Pocket 3, वही बोल रहा हूँ, वही लेना है मेरे को.
On at the moment, well, it's because
DJI का है ना वो.
everybody's pretty safe. By the way, Team Falcons on Unlimit is something to look at right now because Team Falcons might have to hold off on Limit, who are coming through the tunnel down on that southern side of zone we were talking about. Go Next trying to do something similar, holding out Ninjas in Pajamas on your screen right now. And remember, Ninjas in Pajamas don't need many points to hit match point themselves.
It's almost identical fights happening on different sides of the map with these tunnels. Go Next and Light, excuse me, looking to try and be aggressive on that Pathfinder now. VP will get a respawn onto Slayer as well. And now here is the push you were talking about.
This is big, this is massive. Falcons on match point right now, the only team in the lobby. Big damage done to Unlimited.
Falcons निकाल लेगी ये fight मेरे हिसाब से.
But the first knock not coming in as yet. It's actually Guild who will go down. How gets that battery off? But he's stuck in a fuse.
निकाल लेगी. ध्यान क्या ध्यान दो रे? Falcons ये मैच निकाल लेगी मेरे को लगता है.
Is going to force Hal back.
Alliance इतना अच्छा नहीं खेल रहे, आप लोग को मालूम है ना?
And in the meantime,
Alliance इतना अच्छा नहीं खेल रही अभी फिलहाल के लिए.
Because Hot Dog Mafia were looking over towards Unlimit and they refused to let them push. Shopify Rebellion will be eliminated. No extra points for them. Hal has now gone down. You can feel the tension in the arena because everyone's starting to think that maybe there could be one more
आपकी favorite car Mini Cooper.
Unlimit start to press up onto Falcons.
Volz is doing what he can to hold the line at the moment, but he has his shields broken as well. He has to
Cooper.
slide away. But is this going to be
Vixtily बाहर निकाल लेंगे मेरे हिसाब से. Vixtily.
Final Falcons player down to his knees, but the battery will be popped. Ilari Man can't get the kill, but Falcons are down, and we go one more match.
Much to the delight of the Sapporo audience here, not only because it's one more match,
200 का likes on the भाई वो dance reel तो क्या फटा है?
And that will
क्या
open up the
फटा है वो
doors,
dance reel
not
भाई?
only to the rest of the lobby, but to Oblivion,
क्या फटा है वो
who have
dance
reached
reel? Insane
match
फटा है
point
वो.
and will have hit that 50-point threshold.
Fantastic stuff. SAUL still need 1 point themselves. Crazy Thieves are in a great position for endgame, by the way, right in the center of zone. And they only need 6. Now, the question is, with Falcons eliminated and the tournament continuing with one more game, how many teams are going to join them on match point?
I think that's it. It's how many, because it could be 3, 4, potentially even at most 6. If it goes the right way with points being secured here, there and everywhere, I mean, actually, in theory, mathematically, it could be 7, but we'll get into that later if it happens. Now, Crazy Thieves, one of those teams that could be on match point. 6 away.
Oblivion का भी हो गया, Oblivion का भी हो
Still
गया. हम लोग का
17
मुश्किल लग
squads
रहा है.
left, and the reason why there could be so many teams here on set is because there is so much KP available for teams.
What are your thoughts on Team Falcons using Saudi public investment fund to buy best person? Not my look.
So many teams
क्या सवाल पूछ रहे भाई?
that will have to
Let
find
them
their
do what
way
they want to do.
towards this endgame.
I think Falcons के entry name. I mean, I know बहुत boring लग रहा है कि सब event, सब games में वो लोग, but I think they've made things a lot more interesting. और मैं hope कर रहा हूँ कि उनके पैसे के show के वजह से बाकी countries और बाकी regions के भी billionaires का थोड़ा ego hurt हो और अपने regions में पैसा invest करे वो लोग. क्या पता है एक दिन में भी हो सकता है. ब्रॉडकास्ट में डाला है यश भाई. मोनालिसा हमेशा डालती है. डाला है.
That is terrible news
लेकिन
for
नहीं
Go
मतलब
Next. They're going to try and get back on
जो पैसा वो लोग इन्वेस्ट कर रहे हैं, क्या पता बिलियनर्स का अपने रीजन में भी ईगो हर्ट हो थोड़ा, वो लोग भी थोड़ा सा पैसा डालें. मजा आएगा वैसे हुआ तो.
Now Alliance do not have Ulta available. Ulta is banned, so they cannot recall. That is going to be them done. SAUL in the meantime have hit match point. They are on 50 points now.
It was just with that one knock across the map.
W.
As well. Alliance do get the respawn onto effect. Go Next is still struggling. Here comes Unlimited.
Relax.
Aggression as Go Next.
Please relax.
And Hot Dog Mafia might be next.
Please relax.
Unlimited and Yulari Man leading the charge once more. The double tap onto the human hot dog. Rambo. Enough to send him scarpering. TSM still in this building, by the way. Panic having a little look at this one, and Panic did have a Kraber a few moments ago.
अच्छा गेम निकालना है क्योंकि अच्छा गेम निकालने से बाकी टीम से भी पॉइंट्स हम लोग निकालना है. ऐसा नहीं कि अभी प्रो करने गेम निकालना है क्योंकि बाकी टीम से हम लोग पॉइंट्स डिनाई करेंगे हम लोग.
The future of this region, Unlimit. Yulari Man in particular has been the standout player of APAC North. The Ninjas in Pajamas, it's only 1 point required for them as well, as Hot Dog Mafia will be confirmed as out. Will we see a 4th team cross that match point threshold? Or will we see them fall just short, just as teams did in the game prior? They still have to get into zone, and they are being focused.
Oh, Vayne does just about get to that fence line. They use the wrecking ball as a way to get from A to B. Kurev is trying to stick his teammate to get him back on his feet, but it's a risky play to have to make. McLovin is a big 1v1 for him to win. Does he buy the time? Oh boy, does he! McLovin! Single-handedly takes apart VP. Ninjas in pajamas hit match point. They're on 51.
NIP भी हो गया भाई. मेरे को लगता है 4-5 टीम हिट करने वाले हैं. 4-5 टीम हिट करेंगे ऐसा लग रहा है मेरे को. I think so.
Yalari man just being careful not to overextend in this position.
I think so.
Peace. He fancies a barbecue though. He throws the thermite down. Ninjas in pajamas have been eliminated, but they have done their job. Alliance will fall next. Their rough start to this match point finals continues. Still down on this low ground though. Unlimited 5 Fears and Grow Gaming overlooking this.
This will be quite the run from Unlimit if they can go on and find a position to play in this final circle. They have just continued to hold their W keys forward. But now they find themselves on the southern side of the zone with Grow Gaming in front of them, Supernova as well. Arguably one of the best positions in the game right now, Enter Force 36, who seem to have done very well at finding themselves in final circles, but just haven't really been able to add the KP elsewhere. Remember, Grow Gaming are very close to getting that match point threshold as well. 6 points away, but it is Crazy Thieves on the other side who are also looking for those 5 points.
Falcons को रोको.
Grow Gaming had a great game number 1. Remember, not had a huge amount of KP in that game. Really was a force to be reckoned with.
Huh?
Unlimit trying to sneak their way up towards zone, but
so
so
many
players
क्या हो गया? पगला गए हो क्या?
Put damage down onto them as they try and cross into this central area of Monument. Where this zone is finishing, by the way, is bang in the middle of the street. There is no playable spot whatsoever.
क्या हो गया भाई? In general बोल रहे हो? अच्छा. बराबर है. बराबर है. In general बोल रहे हो. बराबर है. In general बोल रहे हो. समझ गया. Sorry. बराबर है. You're right.
Unlimit can probably press on this southern side and actually have a relatively free walk-in. They're going to be pretty covered from any covering fire that's going to happen on the western side in particular, and the eastern side, they're all going to be occupied. Crazy Thieves, Grow Gaming, 5
बराबर है.
very shortly.
My bad.
They find one. That's 47 now. 5 Fears will be eliminated. 3 points is all they need. Verholst is taking damage. Teammates trying to hold for him while he pops this battery. Jim Byrne trying to use all of his utility to force teams away. The catwalk goes down now from Verholst. Tony trying to make a play.
Imperial Hall में एक tweet किया है. लोगों को मालूम है क्या? Imperial Hall ने tweet किया है कि मैं 7 गेम में इवेंट को जीतने वाला हूँ. ये 6वां गेम है by the way.
Legacy on the receiving end of yet another aggressive push from Unlimit here as well. Yalari man continues to be a thorn in the side of everyone in this lobby. Grow Gaming still alive, still scoring points, and they are getting closer and closer to that match point threshold. They need one more point.
Legacy भाई को उठाओ.
Well, that riot drill could start cooking some SAUL players. Supernova eliminated in the meantime. Grow Gaming need just one. And they are getting closer and closer to getting it, but close is never enough. You have to secure it. You have to get this job done.
They could do it via placement. They are one of the closest teams to where this zone's going to be finishing. Naturally, other teams are going to be eliminated if you are patient at this point. Unlimit, still alive, still causing mayhem. This has been a generational run from this roster, who are trying to close that gap to match point themselves single-handedly in this game.
Don't forget TSM as well. 8 points they need.
Sid bhai, is it an official tournament? नहीं. ये इधर हो रहा है, खारगर में हो रहा है अभी. ये खारगर का चैंपियनशिप है. इसके बाद जो नेरुल वाले में टॉप 5 आएगा, तो नेरुल वर्सेस खारगर होएगा. उधर से टीम जाएगी थाने के टॉप 3 को फेस
left in the lobby. TSM make their rotate to center zone.
फिर मुंबई चैंपियनशिप्स होएगा.
Suvi's going to pop the ultimate accelerant here. He's trying to get that exhibit back. Panic has a Kraber. SBI Esports will be eliminated. Panic.
Maharashtra में टाइम है मतलब
Responsibility on your shoulders right now, but he can't quite connect.
South Asia.
SBI Esports eliminated. And that
यार
might just open the door for Grow Gaming. They need
but ठीक है, मतलब इसमें जितना मैक्स पॉइंट निकाल सकते हैं उतना निकालना है यार. बाकी लोग को पॉइंट डिनाई करने हैं, बस और क्या है इसमें.
Kind of avoid all of the gunfire potentially.
एक ही बंदा बचा है, ठीक है. अपना काम तो टेक्निकली हो गया है.
In their aggression.
Technically.
Panic's weak. Yalari man does not care for
ठीक
you.
है अपन गए कोई बात नहीं ठीक है
Tries to claim these kills
चलेगा
himself, but he
चलेगा
ends up going through a portal.
चलेगा
He's not sure quite
चलेगा
where. Grow Gaming on to 50. Grow
चलेगा
Gaming on match point as well.
It's job done. Can anyone else get there? That's the real question. Or can
चलेगा
Grow Gaming put a victory on the board alongside it? Unlimit, eliminated. TSM go down as well.
5 short TSM. They will not hit match point. But End of Force 36.
चलेगा चलेगा
Hold on just a minute here. Blinkser, you're dead. 1 point remaining. Enter Force 36.
अरे फक ये लोग का भी हो गया ये लोग का भी हो गया
That makes 6 teams on match point going into match 7. And it is some local favorites that get the job done. The team that never says die. All tournament long, they have survived when you just don't think they're going to. Whether it's a revive, whether it's a run play, whether it's just avoiding gunfire. But this time, they dominated the final circle. And they will have the chance to win this entire thing going into match 7.
What an incredible game of Apex Legends. Falcons had the free shot at the tournament. They go out relatively early. One of the first 3 teams to fall in the lobby. And then every other team who even had a sniff at match point found a way to get the points that they needed to join Falcons with a chance to win the whole thing. An exceptional game from Enter Force 36. 22 points on the board for them.
So for 6 teams, and one of them is Oblivion. They do cross that threshold.
This is
They were unable to get it done that first time of asking, but now they are not only a team that's on match point, but they are currently the lobby leaders in terms of points as well. And think about the journey they've had. They were not part of champs when it comes to Pro League. They went through the LCQ, and now they find themselves all the way here at champs at the #1 spot with the chance to try and win everything here in match 7. There's your confirmation.
Oh boy.
And you can hear what it means to the crowd as they notice just which teams could be winning it here.
Oblivion, Grow Gaming, and Falcons.
6 teams.
All from the Americas region. Enter Force 36, APAC,
6 teams.
SAUA, APAC South, and Ninjas in Pajamas from the Americas. I will say, featuring a player from South America as well.
6
We
teams,
combined the 2 regions recently to the Americas. But it's important to highlight Kurev and his journey as well. In this next game, if one of those teams wins this game, they will become the AOGS Championship champions.
And we're 1 region short there.
JMD in the chat.
Can anyone from EMEA step up to the plate to keep this thing going and maybe give themselves the chance to become champions? Remember, EMEA won it here last year. Go Next, they got that job done when no one thought they could have. They were the underdogs. This time, could it be Oblivion?
जो चिकन निकालो जीत गया. Yes.
The champs.
Yes, I think this last game. Chat, can we complete 10,000 likes, please?
Yeah, an incredible
10,000 likes, let's go.
Has been won. Yeah, we will keep going here.
मैंने अभी चेक किया वैसे vlogging के लिए Insta 360 अच्छा नहीं है.
Bring to your screens, but before we get there, we're going to send it to the desk because there is so much to talk about.
Creator
we
combo.
are in a wonderful situation with so many teams on match
Let's
point.
go.
It's a blast. Thanks, guys. Onset and Gaskin with another great set of games and a great set of games for us to watch here. Whether you're in the dome with us live or watching at home, thank you. Welcome back to the desk as we break down what has happened thus far. And
let's go, chat.
देवा तुझा दारी आलो गुणगान गाया तुझाई ना मानसाचा जन्म जाई वाया ए देवा दिली हाक उद्धार कराया आबाची छाया तुझी समिंदराची माया अक्षरामंदी झाड येली पाना संग फुल तू सुगंधी भगताचा पाठीराखा गरिबाचा वाली माझी भक्ती तुझी शक्ती एक रूप झाली देवा दिली हाक उद्धार कराया आबाळाची छाया तुझी समिंदराची माया मोरया, 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 मोरया.
Positive energy towards one goal, Jack. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's get it, Jack. जाओ बनती रहे घर में, बनती रहे घर में. जाओ भाई, जाओ.
आदि अंत तूच खरा तूच बुद्धिदाता शरण मी आलो तुला पायावर माथा वाज दहा दिशी गजराला वाचा संकटाला बळ देई अवतार देवाचा देवा दिली हाक उद्धार कराया आबाळाची छाया तुझी समिंदराची माया मोरया, 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 मोरया.
Full positivity, full energy. I think this is going to be the last game. मतलब बहुत अच्छे टीम्स के 6 टीम्स के पास मैच पॉइंट है, तो इट इज वेरी अनलाइकली कि अपने को एक और गेम देखने को मिलेगा. चैट, दिस इज प्रोबब्ली गोइंग टू बी द लास्ट गेम. लेट्स होप फॉर द बेस्ट. Let's hope for the best.
I do want to get a number from you guys because this is important. It could end at any time. 6 teams on match point. How long are we going? Lauren,
9.
start with you. 9? Snipe.
9. I think it's 9 as well.
9. Okay.
Yeah.
9.
The number before we started was 11. I'm sticking with it.
11.
11 to impossible.
The chaos.
All right, I'm going 25. No, I'm kidding.
How do you keep trusting
Honestly,
players
I
when
was
they don't
thinking 9
perform
as
in
well.
initial
That
matches?
seems like it would be the right place to end.
Example,
But you never know. These teams are in a position that is so hard to determine. And the beautiful thing about it is that they've got themselves in the best place ever to perform in front of an amazing crowd, and also in front of some amazing peripherals. That's right. We have Sony InZone.
What
that
other
is
option do we
actually
have?
powering our teams. The monitor and audio experience for the ALGS Year 5 champs.
As management, as supporters, all we can do is have faith.
Wireless headsets,
and hope for
giving
the
our
best.
pros the tools to
And prepare for the
win.
worst.
You can check out our Sony InZone booth here at ALGS Champs. There's a lot of people running away with some cool stuff here. All right, guys, what's the number as well? A lot of the desk says 9. Jayhawk going 11.
You could be the worst student in your class
think
while
as we
growing
head
up,
back
or
into
to
action.
fail or
Vicky,
pass or
Gino,
but
when is
parents
this thing
most of the time will keep their faith
I guess
in
you
you.
guys don't want it to end on us, right? Because I'm expecting this to end in the next 2. Come on, guys, gotta give us credit because we have such amazing Apex playing out before our eyes. It only gets better and better every year, Gino.
It does. It just seems to keep getting better better, Vicky. And it's looking pretty good for E36 right now, isn't it? Taking the dub there. In fact, it just so happens that they have won the most games out of any team in this tournament so far. But we always say this. Winning one just before you get to match point, like, oh, you're gonna pull a TSM, you're gonna do a back-to-back, let alone back-to-back-to-back. So it's looking good for them right now. But, you know, if we think about Olympus, the next map we're moving on to as well, they haven't won there yet.
It's almost like a little bit of deja vu, except we've changed out the ALGS map rotation. Will history be made on a new map of Olympus with the changes that we've seen go down on this map?
लेवल पे हम लोग compete कर रहे हैं, वहां तक उनकी आवाज भी नहीं पहुंचनी है, तो उनको चुप कराने की तो बात ही नहीं है.
Year 5, or
समझ रहे हो?
will we go back to
I
the
hope आप
map that
समझो इस
we've
बात
seen end our season?
पेंटहाउस में बैठे हैं, कोई ग्राउंड फ्लोर से चीख रहे हैं, उसको तुमको चुप कराना. बैठो अपने पेंटहाउस में, एंजॉय करो लाइफ को. आपका वॉइस कम आ रहा है, सॉरी माइक थोड़ा पीछे से गया.
From the last chance.
अब सही है, हेलो. Hello.
What a story. What a journey that would be.
Chalo, let's go.
Ninjas in pajamas as well. Remember, they were struggling in the mid stages of this tournament, but they're not struggling anymore, Vicky. 51 points now. They, alongside the other 5 teams on match point, have a chance to close it out here and now. No team prioritized Olympus in the map draft. There was no first round picks. In fact, we talked about this before, the amazing little draft that Ninjas in Pajamas managed to put together, and that actually started with a 39th pick onto Summers University, the first team to opt, prioritizing to some extent Olympus.
And you wonder why, right? Because with these teams still trying to get used to Olympus at the same time, I've tuned into the comms of the teams, and they still sound pretty chaotic. Obviously, we have legend bands coming through.
10k likes हो गए. 10k likes कर दो यार, थोड़ा सा सब्सक्राइब भी कर दो यार. सीट भाई फर्स्ट इंडियन ट्रॉफी कितने पास है, डर लग रहा है.
Comes to wonder how Olympus is going to be played. What
लड़के अच्छा खेले भाई, बस.
Will we be exposed to
मैच इधर रिजल्ट. लड़के अच्छा खेले भाई. मजा दिला दिया लड़कों ने. सुबह 7:30 बजे 8:30 बजे से कुछ लोग यहाँ पे हैं स्ट्रीम पे.
Oh yes,
and
because we get the reset.
मजा आ गया. क्या रिजल्ट है वो मालूम नहीं, मजा आया भाई. मजा आया, बस मजा आया. लड़कों ने मजा दिला दिया. बाकी JMD. बाकी JMD.
That is very consistent in taking wins. That's what matters in a day like today. They got it. They got the points, but can they win?
It's certainly not their most favored map. If we think about the teams who have done historically quite well on Olympus, it's actually more your Crazy Thieves. They have a ridiculous stat, 16.7 points on average.
भाई जो सुबह उठा हूँ ना, worth it लग रहा है मेरे को, worth it. डिले होता है लाइव स्ट्रीम नहीं, डिले नहीं होता.
Record. It's actually the highest.
अच्छा हुआ मैं सुबह जल्दी उठा यार चैट.
Team on any map.
See the beautiful flyby of this arena? This crowd is so stacked. The Limit fans, RKN by the way, over to the side here, showing his support. Lovely seeing him earlier on throughout the course of the week.
Yeah, look, insane story there. He's he might not be a pro anymore. His company is actually sponsoring.
I love it.
Unlimit. I mean, imagine that, an APAC North team, and he is the one sitting in the stands cheering them on. And my lord, he's had a lot to cheer for this tournament.
It all comes back in full circle as we are rearing to go, guys. Will it end in Game 7? We were predicting how many games we're going to go today. It's my favorite little mini game when it comes to a lot of our ALGS lands. But here in the championships, $600,000 goes into the pockets of our first place winners.
भाई मैं कितना नींद में था सुबह, मैं उठा था तभी नींद उड़ गया पूरा. प्रॉपर नींद में था मैं. नींद ही उड़ गया भाई. भाई the journey was fun. Let's hope we get to the destination also. But chat, SFL fans, boys and girls, the journey was fucking fun.
A couple of his other best pals might not be joining us in match 7.
Let's go.
Castle still banned, likely to stay banned.
Come on, JMD!
Time to make some noise. They're excited. possible end of a year 5 here in Sapporo. Japan has been lovely. It's been chilly outside, but the competition has been hot. Our legends have dropped on Olympus, and let's get this started. S8UL, Oblivion, Falcons, Ninjas in Pajamas, Grow Gaming, and E36. You heard that crowd go wild after E36 just took our previous game. Or will there be other teams meeting them at match point? You think about Crazy Thieves at 47 points, TSM at 45, even Go Next. I cannot believe how top heavy this first half of the lobby is. All the way down to TSM sitting in 8th.
Here's some of our other match point teams. S8UL, one of APAC South's best. They didn't take out the Pro League split, but I tell you what, they have powered up since then. They've found new heights. And they could be conquering Sapporo right here if things go their way. And talking about where it's going, it will be going very central in the map right now. Hammond Labs is going to be hosting the end zone here in match 7.
In the don't pull up zone? Oh, man. Go Next, landing by Hammond, by the way, have that ring console, and they have that Surrey beacon. So they're going to be posted up on the high ground, looking down at all the action to see where this zone is closing. And when I was mentioning the comms of these teams as they navigate through Olympus, seeing how the IGs want to take these rotations, especially the compositions that we're currently seeing with the Stinky Boy coming back together, as the Valkyrie also can make some really interesting rotational plays, but we also see the other side of the teams going for the Wraiths.
Yeah, Valkyrie creeping back in a little bit with the addition
fast move कर रहे बाप रे
but not everyone going for that. Lots of Bangors around. Considering we're in match 7, it is interesting to see Bang still sticking around here. There were a lot of Game 4 bans for Bang earlier on in the tournament, but I think the amount of conservative play that these teams are showing, that's part of the reason why we're seeing a lot of these controller legends come out, especially as more and more of them, as indicated by the pink outline on their score, have reached match point.
When they want to bunker down, you talk about the teams that are right around the corner, it just takes just a little bit more KP as Crazy Thieves. They're hungry. A team that had such a slow start are trying to stop Oblivion. Fun jumps over to the other side. Jen Burden, he pressures him out. He tries to juke him. Oh my goodness. When he was literally so low on health, Jen loses out on the 1v1, but Fun, he gets taken out as the backup is there for CRT. Oblivion with only Blinkster alive.
Points don't matter for Oblivion right now. They just need to reset. Blinkster gets out. This is great. Not on the Wraith this time. He's actually gone for the Bang. Interesting. I think partly because they've decided not to go for Rampart, of course, because she's banned.
अरे green screen देंगे मत करो ना chat. क्यों कुछ unnecessary shit पे chat में spam करते हो? कुछ इधर है नहीं, कुछ भी vital चीज में छुपा नहीं रहो. सिर्फ gun नहीं दिख रही तुम लोग को.
Crazy Thieves do not get match point.
Here we're having a look at Shopify Rebellion. We'll switch quickly to another fight because there's a lot of actual early action here, which maybe you didn't quite expect when there's so many teams vying for the title right now. But it's Gen G, one of the teams we have really seen struggle so far. They haven't placed higher than 9th so far, which is really sad, Vicky, when they are actually one of the best teams at converting from a top 5.
It's great to be able to get a lot of that KP with their composition, but what's more important is finding this dub and getting even more points, because with Crazy Thieves finding that last pick onto Fafa Feeve, this means they join the match point club. Can we see another game in hopes for Crazy Thieves? As we take a look at Blinkster hiding in a corner. You could only imagine how they're feeling, while VP and How find themselves some KP too. And as you mentioned, Falcons, they don't need it. It's about getting that dub. But it's
7 teams नहीं है, 7 teams नहीं है. ये गेम में 6 teams ही है chat. ये गेम में अगर कोई मैच पॉइंट रीच करता है तो वो काउंट नहीं होगा, उनको नेक्स्ट गेम में करना पड़ेगा. अभी भी 6 teams ही है मैच पॉइंट के साथ.
Inside Hammond, where you could try to coexist, but good luck if you do not find a spot early on. Unlucky now, involved in a fight with the rest of Alliance. Crypto Drone overhead trying to get this information, and it's versus Legacy, an isolated fight over on the north side.
Alliance, one of our many strong teams left alive in the lobby that could easily take away a dub here and prolong the series even further. A 13th, I think that's somewhere around where they actually finished up at our mid-season playoffs, and they don't want a repeat of that. I mean, you know, last year, in year 4 of ALGS, they were the most consistent team. And that's, I don't think, something they really wanted to let go of, and something that has actually surprised us a little bit throughout the year. It doesn't feel like any of them have gotten any weaker. They're still their same, you know, their same selves that excel in so many areas of the game.
It begs the question is it the map rotation? Is it the lack of adaptability with the legend bands here? I mean, we know that Hockey's rocking out on that crypto, gets that information, and then sends out his units, but not having that fragging opportunity.
अरे वो उसका अच्छा मैसेज था गगन भाई, वो क्यों डिलीट कर दिया? Unbelievable, he is doing also doing watch party. अच्छी बात है, अच्छा लगा देख के.
The left side before finding themselves in the choke. It is smoking a little bit. They don't want to risk it breaking right in front of them, so they get off the cart to play off the line of sight of those rocks and holding this choke at the team who is having height coming out from the terminal side.
Zone pulls. Goes a little bit left of Hammond, and Ninjas decide to go back around through the terminal up towards Crazy Thieves. I think this is a good rotation from them.
Okay, we have to pinpoint where Falcon's position is right now, because considering they land in Dockyard and they see where the zone is pulling, as long as they clear their backs, look at the zone. It could continuously shift towards Falcons, or even out into the open between where Falcons and Crazy Thieves are. Even towards a little house where SBI have found them their own home. I've seen this zone before, a little bit open, but you do not want to get pinched if it does continuously pull over to the south side, because you could play around the lip of the mountain, but then you're forced to be playing on that path where a lot of the teams that do have their backs cleared will be able to take shots at you from the high ground.
Yeah, Falcons sitting in those 2 buildings up on the platform, that could work for them for now. I guess one of the other things people should note here is that they have changed the architecture coming into Turbine, and now there are those 2 large mountainous places where teams can hide.
Fuck! एक गया, एक team कम chat.
Blinksa, unfortunately, cannot hide out long enough. And this is so rough for a team who is sitting on 49 and then finally gets over the hump. It's not theirs in Game 7.
And Unlimit get the extra KP as well as a ring console if they haven't scanned it already. Happy after that one. This leaves 5 match point teams in this lobby. SN2, Supernova. Also just trying to claw their way to get some more KP. G7, R9 weapon loadout from 9 Impulse Elka. Looking overhead at the team that's holding onto the terminal side. We saw Crazy Thieves rotate here early on. They can gatekeep the other squads that want to try to push in through this choke, but lovely nades controlling some space, forcing them to back away with round 2 closing in.
भाई देखो Falcons मेरे को लगता है last zone तक तो आएगी. जो उनका position है chat.
There's a ring console.
I don't, मतलब last zone तक तो लोग आने वाले ऐसे लग रहे देख के.
These teams could find that opportunity to get that information.
I think it's kind of only the Wraith teams. Maybe if you phase while you're climbing up the Hammond building, that might provide enough cover to actually slip in there, place the port down, and then have your controller character hit that potentially. But like, yeah, kind of a tough one. A couple teams are in that main building, of course. Shopify Rebellion, they're coming down from the south side, running into
जो जगह उनके पास है, मेरे को लगता है
side of this. I actually had a
कोई rush भी नहीं करेगा
chat with Luke from Shopify Rebellion. He was hoping that they take it out.
Bell बजा क्या?
They had a detailed plan to win the championship here on Olympus in Game 7. I can tell you, it's not gone to plan, Vicky. They're not on match point right now. They didn't do well enough in the tournament earlier to get the POIs that they were making.
Thank you, Moralji.
For Shopify, they're going to have to do it the hard way.
A lot of people were expecting more from a team that we know has insane fragging potential, as now we get to see UNL trying to get into the zone.
It was actually Gen G who come even further from the zone. Ziki got the reset as he has had to do so often, respawning Asia and Dexter back in. But Unlimit with the gate.
Trying to get the knockers in.
Lovelies.
But taking way too much damage is only
Last 2% charge.
They're only
Charging पे रखो, यश भाई.
leaving Dexter one shot, looking to the other side, but having to be careful with the sky nades.
It's so hard against the caustic, but here we go. TSM
सिर्फ एड्रेस मिलेगा भेजना है अरे बूट कैंप पे भेजो फूड मत भेजो अभी मेरे को फूड है
reset or are they? How quickly can TSM get on top of them?
Dun 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 dun. TSM with the John Williams music. Jazz is coming to take a bite. Because they only need one more KP as Genji get eliminated before TSM find themselves with the invite to the Match Point Club.
Genji have the highest top 5 to win conversion ratio of
Chat,
any
we have
team.
10,000 people watching almost. Let's go. JMD's in the chat. And let's subscribe also, please. Please.
This high, Genji's plan.
JMD's उनके लिए subscribe मेरे लिए, please. Please.
Hopefully they'll have another opportunity. Now they could only wait and see what happens. More picks here in the feed as Lou goes down. VP picking that up. It's a trade though. Legacy 2 in trouble. Hot Dogs with Our Lady picking that up. 5 Fears have taken this fight versus VP and Falcons. They've gotten a whiff of this because they know their priority is taking the win, which means they need to clear their backs.
Talk about not going to plan. That's been VP's day so far. Slayer trying to hide out here, but no. He's going to get found out here by Team Falcons, who are pulling up. It's not 5 Fears, actually. It's the Falcons trying to put paid to them, but Hal says,
I'm
not going to commit too hard for this.
भाई ये सब क्या डिसीजन मेकिंग है बे एक बंदा था छोड़ दिया इसने उसको
We need the dub.
And that's a difference maker in terms of pacing because they know that there's still Valk teams that can fly overhead as McLovin and NIP.
Chat NIP एक और टीम गया
Match point team to fall.
4 टीम्स लेफ्ट ओह फक ब्रो मेरे को इंपीरियल हॉल और उसका ट्वीट गांड फट रही है चैट मैं झूठ नहीं बोलूंगा गांड फट रही है
Continue on. 5 Fears get eliminated. Shopify meet them back in the lobby. And VP are left behind Falcons, which means Falcons do not want this contention. They do not want to get 3-peat. So it's only 2 members of Falcons looking at VP.
You got to clear your back. You've heard this so many times. It is a mantra in Apex. You must.
क्या ट्वीट उसने ट्वीट किया था कि मैं 7 गेम्स में जीतने वाला हूँ ये इवेंट को इंपीरियल हॉल ने ट्वीट किया है ये 7वां गेम है
then become a problem. They're going to take care of it before it even comes to that.
With Alliance also eliminated here, Falcons are hungry. They're looking to swoop in for the dub. VP. They get taken out by the smoke launcher from the bang.
4 टीम बचे हैं ना चैट
How placing that?
मारा सर क्या अब ये सब मैटर नहीं करता भाई चिकन निकालना है चैट भाई 4 टीम बचे हैं
4 match point teams left alive. 8 are not on match
fuck
point,
मेरी
but the
गांड फट
zone
रही है
is
भाई
with the Falcons. All 3 members within it right now. The only 3 members within the next zone pull. This is ridiculous magnetic force here as they will the next zone towards them. Falcons are looking down at Crazy Thieves, a team on 54 points but not on match point, who could make this go another game.
क्या नसीब है यार ये
originally said 7. They were looking at this
क्या
map,
नसीब है ब्रो
7. They're looking to make history on this map. Continue on a domination because they're going to go uncontested. But you know one team that could stop them? Crazy Thieves, who have not moved from the southern side of the zone by term.
क्या नसीब है यार ये
Crazy Thieves. But I think a lot of teams could expect Falcons to be holding this position. Only a match point team will be holding on to that side of the zone as S8UL trying to stay alive. TSM now move up. A team that just hit match point themselves are trying to put a stop to what S8UL are doing.
Panic puts the portal out. The team doesn't really have many options other than to take it. They can't tank the zone damage and they can't tank the core
यहाँ से निकलेंगे कैसे हम लोग
remove some of the barrels, but
एक और टीम आ गई इधर
to hold tight. So many
रन
other
लग
teams
गए
getting
मेरे को लग
involved.
रहा है
Go next are also on this
लौड़े लग गए
Fnatic
यार
look in. Sharky, he needs to win this cleanly, but I don't think there's a way he can.
It's too much of a pile up. Good luck, Fnatic. They wait for them on the other side. There's Falcons. They get pushed by Crazy Thieves. They moved up, and the 3P from Hot Dog Mafia. This could spell doom for Falcons. We could keep going, but again, with Legacy now getting eliminated, we have more opportunities from our match point team still alive.
2 is still alive from Crazy Thieves. Hal, he knows it's a 2v1. He doesn't want to stick around. I mean, there's playing for the win, and then there's suicide. I
Chat,
guess
Crazy Thieves जीतने वाला है
either way.
ब्रो इधर से अगर Falcons जीता ना
are a solo right now.
And they're not the only ones. With Hal still alive, that means our two match point teams are down to a solo. Dropped, has to stay alive here. He's got the P20s and the G7.
Bro, Falcons के दो है.
Navigate away. This is what I was talking
Falcons
about.
किधर गई? बेंचो 3 man alive हो गई Falcons.
Respawn in. Guild will come in, but not Waltzy. By the
नहीं 2 man हो गई.
Yep. I think he actually crawled down.
3 man हो गई Falcons bro.
No way. Falcons back up to 3. Hot Dog Mafia have taken their place, as we can see on top of the platform. So Falcons no longer have the positioning, but they got the firepower.
Unfucking believable.
They're soaring.
Unbelievable, bro. Unbelievable. Unfucking believable.
Who contest them? They were forced off their high ground, though. And I think that has to be noted because inevitably SBI will have to go from the east side of this zone. Some pressure from the crypto drone and still the solo that is left from Grow Gaming. The only other team at match points, but all these other squads, they could stop Falcons. They could keep this going as Grow Gaming get eliminated.
And it's Fnatic with the Valkyrie. Libel Ace guides them up onto the second floor, it looks like. Underneath Hot Dog Mafia, but still as a trio they get in safely.
3 man कैसे हो गए लोग?
Now with a chance.
Do these teams know that this is Falcons? Falcons are the only team running the crypto, by the way, left in this lobby before Hal drops down. The RE45 with the gold extended energy mag is all they need to take out SBI Esports. 3 teams left standing in their way from being your ALGS champions. And as Hal resets, he hears the fighting over their heads.
Surely the other teams have been keeping track. They haven't seen the Falcons name pop up in the kill feed just yet. As you said, only crypto team left in the lobby. They won't know for sure what composition Falcons is running. But damn if Hal isn't so clean with this RE45. Not a weapon that everyone will pick up, but with a mag on it, it is incredibly impactful.
It's crazy seeing the impact that he's been able to have, breaking records within the ALGS and his career kills. Verholst does find Skittle Cakes, his former teammate from a long time ago on the Caustic Gas, but we saw him get knocked earlier. And Fnatic, with the crowd rallying right on top of their heads, are giving them their energy, but they have to look at Hot Dog, who still has the height.
But Hot Dog Mafia, they're down to 2. They've lost the Caustic. In these endgames, the Caustic is the most important
चलो चैट GG.
Serving them up the glizzies.
ये दोनों लड़ेंगे Falcons.
It's looking to get the
चिकन लेके जाएगा.
backing away with a volt in triple take.
GG.
They have to take this slowly. Last 3 squads and Falcons are the only ones uncontested with the most space.
Are you kidding me? They're the only ones all alive right now. Fnatic do get the revive. They're back up. Hot Dog Mafia have lost Skittles, the OG Caustic. He doesn't have the barrels to throw. He doesn't have the gas.
Bro, unbelievable यार. एक बंदा जिंदा था bro लोग का.
In a clean 3v3 with Hot Dog only having a duo, the script writers are hard at work with Falcons versus Fnatic.
There's only really one question here, Vicky. Do they know who Falcons is? Do they know which team is Team Falcons right now? Because if they do, it's a 5v3. Surely they don't take it. But if they don't, it could be Falcons' game.
I mean, it's Waltzy on the crypto. This is what they like to run out with. These teams should know. But Fnatic are also worried about Hot Dog. Now with the zone closing in, they're all forced to go into the line of sight of Team Falcons.
There's a Trident in the final circle. Who knows how that's going to impact things? I mean, with the damage it does now, maybe they can push them into the zone. There's so many possibilities, but the barrels and the caustic grenades are what should decide this final fight.
Will this be it? They take to the skies with a desperate Hail Mary to survive, to stall the inevitable as Team Falcons. Victory in sight. Guild moves up, but after the res, he doesn't have an extended light mag on this R9. And now Team Falcons with the EMP move up.
This is great. It locks so many people down. Falcons have looked like they should win this tournament. Will they?
They're playing out of the line of sight. This is the chance. They wrap up behind Fnatic. They get the next knock. Waltzy takes a lot of damage. That's a lot of caustic damage here. With this gas, they get the knock onto Waltzy. 3 squads left. They have to look behind him, but there's still another chance. We get more.
Oh! Fuck!
They keep this going.
Awesome! Fnatic, let's go!
They smoke
Fnatic, let's go! Oh fuck!
I think all three of them died to caustic gas, or at least they took so much flesh damage from the caustic gas there at the end that Fnatic take it out. The gun damage, it was all Falcons. They were looking down upon them. It almost seemed like Fnatic didn't even know where they were, but they don't need to if they're dealing damage with the gas.
It's because of what we were talking about, they
fuck,
did know.
bhai.
Hot Dog Mafia knew it was Falcons.
Oh
when
fuck!
they took to the skies,
क्या intense
as a
हो
duo,
गया भाई.
They delayed the landing.
Insane भाई.
Hot Dog Mafia was still alive. They got second place.
Shit.
Falcons fell in
Fuck.
third. They wrapped up on the other side of Falcons. And they helped Fnatic.
Oh, fuck.
They kept this going. It was a risk. Way worth taking as you take a look at your match 7 results, because you have to imagine Fnatic taking this dub. They haven't entered the club just yet, but it gets them even closer.
Third? They came third? The final ticks.
Falcons third आया, second भी नहीं आए वो लोग.
So
Falcons third आया.
Photo finish between Fnatic, Hot Dog Mafia, and Team Falcons.
Falcons third आया chat.
The way they moved in, the way they leapfrogged their barrels forward and pushed the
Baap
other
re.
two teams into a corner.
बाप रे, बाप रे.
They missed barely a bullet.
Esports is esportsing chat.
Somehow don't come out on top. Almost feels criminal to me.
I love this game. My hands are shaking.
Esports is esportsing.
But then the next question though is, I mean, any person in this situation, you saw Hal's face at the very end there. You come so close, but it slips right through your fingers.
And you know what? I think that feeling is, Vicky. It's because
बाप
of what
रे,
you
बाप
said
रे,
before.
बाप रे, बाप
Teams feel
रे,
like
chat.
sometimes you
1
only
2
get one
3
chance
4 5
in
6
match
7 8.
The zone pulls to them.
8.
They are there when you make a late
भाई बट एक चीज है ब्रो, क्या नसीब है भाई, क्या जोन खींचा है बे उनके ऊपर. मतलब इंसेन था यार वो चीज. क्या जोन खींचा है बे वो लोग के ऊपर. जॉब 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 जॉब. बाप रे. फनाटिक, हाँ फनाटिक कितने पॉइंट पे था जो इतना, ये अभी मैच निकाल के 35 से हुआ है उनका. थोड़ा अच्छा है, अपने लिए अपना अपना काम कर दिया फनाटिक ने, अच्छी बात है. 8 टीम्स है. कौन है? क्रेजी थीव्स अभी आया क्या? नहीं, एंटर फोर्स शायद अभी आया है, पता नहीं, जो भी आया भाई.
We've got to worry about them, but the more teams that get on match points, the more you can actually play around and focus them. Like
रुक जाओ भाई,
with Hot Dog and Fnatic.
मैं ऐसा हिल चुका ऊपर से नीचे तक. थोड़ा रुको जरा.
When you have more games for Apex here, guys, don't go anywhere. Our players need a break. We need a break, and when we come back, we have Storm Point for game number 8 on the other side of this break.
Red Bull is giving wings to the ALGS and the Apex community.
बाप रे, बाप रे, बाप रे.
Red Bull gives.
चलो, it's time for one more गणपति बप्पा का song. आया मैं, स्ट्रेस हो गया मुझको. आया मैं.
तुझको फिर से जलवा दिखाना ही होगा, अगले बरस आना है आना ही होगा। तुझको फिर से जलवा दिखाना ही होगा, अगले बरस आना है आना ही होगा। देखेंगी तेरी राहें प्यासी प्यासी निगाहें तो मान ले तू मान भी ले कहना मेरा, लौट के तुझको आना है सुन ले कहता दीवाना है, जब तेरा दर्शन पाएंगे चैन तब हमको पाना है। मोरिया 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 रे अप्पा मोरिया 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 रे, मोरिया 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 रे अप्पा मोरिया 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 रे। खुशियों के दिन हो के गम का जमाना, दिल बस लेता है नाम तेरा। तेरे ही कारण है जीवन सुहाना, तू ही तो मन में तन मन में बसा हर घड़ी। ध्यान रहे तेरा मैं हूँ तेरा चाहने वाला, जपता हूँ तेरी माला तो मान ले तू मान भी ले कहना मेरा, लौट के तुझको आना है सुन ले कहता दीवाना है, जब तेरा दर्शन पाएंगे चैन तब हमको पाना है। ओ मोरिया 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 रे अप्पा मोरिया 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 रे, मोरिया 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 रे अप्पा मोरिया 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 रे। तुझको फिर से जलवा दिखाना ही होगा, अगले बरस आना है आना ही होगा।
$300,000 or, you know, just maybe even $200,000.
Yeah, it's pretty tasty. I can't lie. But something no one wants a taste of is the caustic gas in that end game.
Oh,
and of
yeah.
course, Hot Dog Mafia didn't have the caustic available, but they did have the Valgol. So for them, it's an obvious play. You go to the
Mic
skies
muted था, sorry,
and
sorry.
you try and just
खा भी नहीं पा रहा हूँ मैं, खा भी नहीं पा रहा हूँ भाई।
a lucky win. It's
भूख लग रहा था मेरे को, बट खाना अंदर जा नहीं रहा, चैट अंदर जा नहीं रहा खाना।
Come down and impact a win in one of these lobbies. It's just crazy now with the missile swarm and the way that you can slam people. Caustic has been banned, if you're counting out there, for the second time in this series. But we also should talk about the legend bans, I think, now, Vicky, because what tends to happen once all of the controller legends have been banned, including Ulta, we're sort of putting her in there as a pseudo ban.
Should I want to be sport athlete?
Is they just keep cycling through, because you know people can't play Newcastle anymore, no more Ulta, and so we just get this repeat of Caustic, Rampart, Watson, and Catalyst.
And as the crowd makes some noise, they saw Fnatic wake up as we move on to
this has to be the last game, है ना? This has to be the last game.
And we have to see where the zone is pulling, because as you mentioned, Dino, we could see the Ramparts we could see our players locked in 8 total teams.
बाद में भाई this has to be the last
will it end in match 8?
Oh, JMD, let's go, chat!
Over by Cascade Falls. They'll get some information shortly after they get the survey beacon, but they'll be happy to see it's pulling right close to them. But even happier, it's going to be Crazy Thieves after hitting match point in that previous game. The zone is pulling right on top of them by checkpoint.
Whoa. 6 becomes 8 in terms of teams who can take out the dub here on match 8. Crazy Thieves, as you mentioned, one of those. Alliance, not. Alliance somehow, once again, through their very long, years-long campaign of bullying other teams at Northpad, have managed to get the Trident Northpad double drop spot combo. And this time, the zone, Vicky. They're running Pathfinder. Hackers will be the only one in the lobby on that.
Falcons किधर दो बहुत दूर है chat. Falcons तो बहुत दूर है, बहुत दूर है.
Kind of team to fall back.
ठीक है, descent zone, descent zone.
It's just that they think it's strong and they know that Hackers is strong on it.
Not too sure if I like it though, I'll be real. It had just gotten caught in the middle of a rotate
Legacy आ रही है,
in the group stages, but it's crazy to see how many teams
बाप रे,
already have gone ahead
chat,
with
बाप
this
रे, बाप रे,
rotation.
बाप रे. JMD, please.
Being one of the teams to get to that match point club very
Please.
early on, already taking an early fight. It looks like against Legacy and Crazy
Oh
Thieves.
fuck, एक मर गया अपना.
Wasting no time. They want to find themselves in the trenches away from the teams that could pinch them, especially teams that could call out where their position is, because if they stay in checkpoints, teams already know that that is their POI. That is what they
अच्छा नहीं हमने एक मारा शायद.
in the POI draft. So they do not want to get pinpointed by the other squads that want to greet them.
I think Alliance get
बाप रे,
lucky here.
super early rotate कर रहे भाई.
Composition, they need Pathfinder to hit blue shields and then pick the
बाप रे,
Ringmaster
क्या हो रहा है?
Luckily for them, an Evo Harvester spawns near Trident, and they should have been able to pick that up, and then with all the PvE you've got around there, they are able to scan the ring at Northpad, I believe, and that's why they've taken the Trident and gone straight to one of the gazebos near Down Beast. This is a great position to hold. We saw Team Liquid win from here just the other day.
Uh-oh, but NIP, they've lost out on McLovin. Now down to a duo with Curve in the back. He's the real Sparrow out here, but can he make the Legolas magic happen now, stuck as a solo? It's SPI Egoist picking up Vayne next. I'm getting a little bit of deja vu though. Gino, when I take a look at a zone like this, the fact that we're in game 8 on Storm Points, pulling towards the outskirts of Down Beast, we saw a year and a half ago or so, a Respawn come out, where we kept seeing some more Apex, where we saw it go, what, to game 12 or so? Can it happen again, maybe? As Oblivion,
fight, Oblivion.
So much support for this team. Monsoon, he rolled out, wearing the main outfit, but now he has to play like he's in the Matrix around these nades. Blinkster looks onto the Seer. He gets the knock, and it's UNL who are trying to get these trades, but Oblivion specifically Blinkster. He gets a
fuck, एक team गया chat.
Oblivion.
Oh
He gets a
fuck.
lobby now. E36. They're clearing their path to take out
7 teams left.
And a Force 36. Number 3 in the lobby. There's a 6 in their score as well. Maybe everything's lining up for them right now, except that Unlimited
क्या निकला बे?
just stolen their Trident.
Fuck, क्या निकला वो?
It's on fire. They said goodbye with the Sheila, but he's pretty happy to get out of there, frankly, because he's the only one left alive.
I'm not happy that he's on the Ash. I guess GTA Legends is out and about. Remember what I mentioned about the Trident shenanigans going into Olympus? Of course, it continues on to Storm Point. Keeping up to the script as Falcons move up.
Yeah, I mean, if we're talking about comfort picks, I think that is actually one coming out there for Unlimited. We're going to see it from anyone, yep, maybe from Peace, maybe from Asia as well on Gen G, who are sitting in 18th place right now. A couple teams are really struggling to get going. 5 years, VP, Gen G among those. And Force 36 have not had that problem. And despite losing that car, they have managed to get set up on Down Beast.
Oh no. Oh, they catch him. The drive-by.
6 teams left. 6 teams left, chat. 6 teams left.
And they send NIP back to the lobby.
Ooh.
Another team out.
6 teams left.
Fate out of their own hands. And you talk about
अरे माँ की
Gen G.
चूत ये क्या हुआ?
With not much to lose, only 20 points from a team that we know can play so aggressively. But I really like the shenanigans with the Trident that we've seen Gen G pull off before.
Do you think they were like holding the gun sideways as they took them out with that one? Just like rocking up with the drive-by?
Oh no. You gotta show them where you're from sometimes. As S8UL, another team on the bricks. S8UL with only Jesco alive. They call him out. It's the crypto drone hovering overhead, scaring him a bit. They feel the pressure. Legacy is pinging, giving them the information because it is TSM who have moved up into the trenches.
Yeah, and as we mentioned, likely to be controller cycling on the legend bans from now on. Obviously, Rampart has just been unbanned. That's why everyone's rocking her this game. So Crypto very likely to be a fixture for the rest of this series, Vicky. Trying to get away from drones, well, it's probably not the place for you. Bangalore actually just behind.
5 teams left, chat.
14 picks for Rampart. So far,
5 teams left.
Get banned anywhere, it probably would have been on Storm Point.
Yeah, exactly, because so strong, right, with those smokes and these rotation opportunities as Falcons. They get involved in a fight versus Go Next, and this is important because Go Next are the next team that are the closest to also hitting match points. And How wants to stop that opportunity from happening, but he's one shot backing away. Lovely cover fire from Guild to find light. Gets that knock, playing off the side and the corner. See Go Next, they're pinging, but good luck on a reset. As Henchman at least gets the knock onto How, but they are bludgeoned as 17 spots are left, and Walty follows up to cover their backs.
I mean, it's almost like Walty has the ESP. Every time he pokes around, Henchman should have been there, but just managed to dodge the bullets. But Unlimit, exactly the kind of team you don't want to pull up.
Oh, 4 teams left.
2 members down will take out Team Falcons.
Oh, fuck.
Stopping a legacy from happening. Unlimit with the
Chat,
power of
what
the
the
crowd.
fuck?
Set themselves up with 40 points. They've been trying to brief these match point teams. They are on a quest. They have a duty to give us more Apex.
1, 2, 3, 4 team बचे.
Ring pulls quite predictably towards Fnatic and Alliance. Bunker positions over there, very important. As it closes in more, you'll start to be able to use the little rocks on the high ground in the terrain. Crazy Thief set up in the building at the south side
4
of
teams
North
left.
Pad. That will be good for a while as well. We'll just have to see if the next one pulls in a little bit more or goes up towards them. Another thing I really want to note here, Vicky, is that most of the teams on match point are the zone teams. So they're already getting in, and we're not getting the zone actually any more clustered than it might otherwise be. It's really the edge teams that are still just all fighting each other on the edge, kind of hoping that they might make it, make some KP and then make it in for a dub.
Exactly. Different plans for those teams instead. While you have E36, who have been at match point for some time with only 4 match point teams left. TSM are holding the choke in the trenches behind the Rampart walls. On the bottom end of the zip line, looking at checkpoint, looking at the pileup that is inevitable between Legacy, Hot Dog Mafia, SBI, Shopify, VP. Meanwhile, E36, not sure if they have that ring console to get the information on that next zone pool. But a team who could wait for that action in the west side between E36 and Grow Gaming, another team at match point, is Alliance.
They've been set up for the longest time here. As we said, blues coming from the Evo cache that they had over at Trident, but purples are actually probably going to be quite hard for them to achieve here, Vicky. They will most likely need some squad wipes for that, as I doubt they have much ammo to be poking endlessly into Zone 4, Zone 5 with.
But that's the clutch of the
यार अर्ली रोटेशन के बाद डिफेंड तो करना ही पड़ेगा ना चैट अटैक तो होगा ही ऑब्वियसली वी ऑलरेडी डाइड यस वी डिड मैन
sitting behind and playing
अर्ली रोटेट करेंगे तो डिफेंड तो करना पड़ेगा चैट नहीं तो कैसे होएगा
Yeah, that's right. Oh, Hockeys.
4 टीम बचे कोई नहीं रिलैक्स
Great plan, but now you're taking away the opportunity from being able to have that extra loot. Meanwhile, Crazy Thieves, a team that has really woken up throughout the course of this tournament. Coming out of the last chance qualifier to put themselves on the board, looking from North Pad the zone.
Oh भाई Fnatic जीत जाओ भाई, Fnatic भाई चलो जीत जाओ भाई.
Of the trench building that Alliance is holding on the south. And with more teams now having to rotate in, Gen G taking their time with a roundabout rotation. They hear the fighting ahead of them. Supernova, they're trying to take this fight versus Shopify, a team with still only 20 points. They get shot from the side, they get that information, but SN still hold height. Supernova had a great performance, but Hardeki with the yeet of the nade, hurtling it up into the sky to find that knock. And now it's up to Elka to jump up on top of the
bottom to open.
I was talking about 9 Impulse not finding anyone, but maybe shooting his ghost and having to look to their backs because here comes Gen G for the 3P.
Something they're pretty good at. Something their composition is designed to do. You got the Crypto to spot them. You got the Bangalore to cover your approach. You've got the Maggie to do the damage. Oh, there we go. Supernova down and out. Koifel will get 2 of those KP.
ये लोग भी थे ना शायद.
Respawn for go next.
Come back here, Zainu.
Hey, Supernova भी थे ना.
We're not gonna let you reset. As E36.
शायद नहीं या नहीं थे
E36 just
नहीं थे. My bad.
They just passed Grow Gaming and they just found this spot.
4 टीम बचे.
Now can they hold it with Alliance to their back?
Falcon's still in the #1 position with 74 points. Grow Gaming a second, 10 behind them. A dub would surpass them. Shopify Rebellion go down. 23 points, 18th spot for them. If it ended right now, they'd be devastated.
Unlimit are the match point team hunters, but they want more KP. They're looking at Hot Dog Mafia, but after losing out on Yulari, man, they have to back away. Nomad Maggie to help them out, and when you're rocking an Ash, after the nerfs, it can be difficult having to hide behind your own teammate. Knockdown shield.
Arcstars, defensive bombardment even coming out from 5 Fears. Ordnance all around.
मारो भाई ग्रो को मारो भाई. मारो भाई ग्रो को.
About them being able to potentially take away a #1 spot. Whether they win or not this game, but it's going to be pretty tough if Noct is the only one left alive to try and achieve that.
And that's what happens when you rotate even slower. As Dropped gets finished off. Skittle Cakes in the distance after the action we saw in Checkpoint is able to also re-knock Yulari, man. But it is Fnatic. The scriptwriters are hard at work. They're the only team in that next zone.
Oh my god, 2 in a row for these guys? I mean, Checkpoint is about to pop off, by the way. We've got Go Next, Legacy, Unlimited, Hot Dog Mafia, all jam-packed into a tiny little space that's left in Checkpoint. Unlimited do actually get the respawn for Yulari, man, and CRT now from the north.
Crazy Thieves have to force Fnatic to look at them. They could force a 3P if 5 Fears hears this. They're trying to take a different off angle. They do have to rotate into that next zone in the next 43 seconds. And Fnatic, they know this. They want to clear their backs, and now 2 of the members of Fnatic move up.
Oh my god, yes. Being so aggressive.
क्या बात है? Come on Fnatic, क्या बात है? एक और गया, 3 टीम left. क्या बात है Fnatic? 2 teams left, क्या बात है? Yes! कौन बचा अभी? कौन बचा अभी? TSM और 2 टीम बचा है. TSM और
This is an isolated fight for now, though, because all these teams are too scared to move up through the trenches. The only team that could look at this is
TSM और Enter Force. हाँ, Enter Force. ठीक है.
Onto a bludgeon Fnatic. They're trying to reset. Colonel, he pops the bet for now as Hot Dog Mafia get eliminated.
Fnatic,
but
come on!
this is such an important fight. As Gen G, they wrap around Fnatic.
TSM and E36 are the only match point teams left alive. E36 in a great spot as Fnatic get punished for their hubris.
भाई E36 किधर है? TSM उधर है, ठीक है.
The green light though. We're talking about Alliance.
E36 का है?
Point. 5F still alive. UNL, who have greased so many match point teams, but there are still 2 who remain. E36, TSM, with a different representation, with amazing young talent, have moved up with no dub necessary throughout the course of this whole tournament, have 55 points.
It doesn't pull to them. They see the zone in their minimap right now. Plans have to be made.
Oh fuck, E36 का position, chat.
As they start using the CQ towards
Fuck, chat, E36 का position.
And TSM trying to jump in on this. They have to be careful. They cannot overextend. They know that they can wrap behind them. They're looking to their backs in case E36 push this. Because this is a 3-4 team pileup. Legacy, Unlimited, GG showing face, and TSM wants to clear the south side.
This is complete chaos though. Do you really want to get involved in this as a match point team? Certainly not with E36 coming up on the back. Fair. They want to win as well though. Apparently this is just too much for them and they decide to play it safe.
2 team match point वाले.
That leaves TSM alive.
History in the making with this young player, Panic. He tries to get the beam, and Dexter doesn't look to the side. The EMP procced, and with some help from Dupe being on the crypto, no! Panic, he gets taken out, and Zicky
TSM जीत गया लगता
right
है.
there gets down as he tries to get the reset. It's a trade. Zicky still up on the high ground though. They're forced to play out the
TSM जीत गया बे. TSM जीत गया.
Now they make their move. Enter Force 36 are in.
TSM जीत गया.
Everybody's low. Surely they get both cleanups here.
TSM जीत गया.
are done for and Gen
TSM E36 दोनों में से एक जीत गया मेरे साथ. E36 जीत गया भाई.
TSM get eliminated. It's only E36. Can history be
E36 जीत
made
गया.
for APAC North as they get the res? Alliance now looking at them.
जीत गया E36.
Virtus Pro have the Gibraltar. There's the defensive bombardment. I was waiting for it, and Effect is trying to fly away from it. But has it?
Alliance के पास मैच पॉइंट नहीं है चैट. E36 जीत गया. ओपन एरिया में जोन कहाँ पे? E36 जीत गया बे.
They are look at E36, but neither of these teams want to commit.
I mean, we know what happens here. There's 3 teams. The first 2 to fight should lose. If there is a way for Enter Force 36 to force them into each other, they can be champions.
अरे Alliance के पास मैच पॉइंट नहीं है. E36 जीत गया बे. जीत गया बे.
Neither of these teams want to extend on each other.
अरे यार जीत गया बे.
Because who else will run the Pathy? VP are running the Gibby. It's so important because you could still have a possible EMP in a final zone like this.
E36 are your world champions.
Will they be able to know who is left? The first knock is
जीत गया भाई E36 बे. हट बे.
Alliance said, "Do not forget about me." They have Pride Rock. They gotta back away. They see E36, but they do not want to push in.
Only just getting purple armor now.
भाई
We talked about how hard
कहाँ
it would be
जगह
for
देखो बे
Alliance
E36.
playing that spot all game
जीत गई
long
बे.
and
Literally
having
जीत
to be
गया भाई.
chill and wait for their moment. This looks like it, but presumably E36 have got the revive by now.
Can't believe this.
GG's chat.
Pathfinder and Alliance's side. VP looking at them from the rock. They
GG's bे.
notice
Congrats यार
E36,
E36.
who will be forced to move in right now. Round 6 closing.
Well played यार E36.
Will we get more Apex?
Zone E36 के पास है चैट. Well played यार.
VP have 2. Alliance don't really have any.
And now
Well played
E36 taking to the skies. It's only 2. It's to get information. It's to stall.
Well played बे E36. क्या खेले बे. मार चुके. क्या खेले बे. भाई मस्त खेल रहे भाई. क्या खेल रहे E36. प्लीज मार. क्या खेल रहे बे. वर्ल्ड चैंपियन बे. किधर की टीम है चैट E36? कहाँ की टीम है E36? क्या खेल रही है. क्या खेल. यस. यस.
Bring it back around. Thanks to VP.
Yes.
We get more Apex and they get the dub.
We still have hope.
You see, that's the thing about finals lobbies, Vicky. The quality is just so high that even when you got 8 teams on match point, there's still a ton that can take it out.
W baby.
Of the composition right there. Those teams, VP and Alliance,
Let's
knew.
go.
They knew that was a match point team. They knew. Based off that comp alone,
Another
match
one.
point team isn't going to get isolated.
Another one. Ajitash by doing shit things.
They knew.
Let's fucking
All they
go.
had to do was stop fighting each other. They waited for
Another
E36 to land,
one.
and even if they could clean up some KP, it's better to keep this series going.
Yes!
Yeah, I think you're right. Who would be that insane to play Pathfinder when you're on match
Export
point?
at its best.
I'm sure they could have predicted
Yes,
that from the
import export.
early pull. The fact that
बराबर
Alliance
बोला अपने
was
को,
dropping
नाम
there,
क्या
they
था?
were in the area.
रोहित
and
भाई.
This is one of the
Correct,
only players in
correct.
this lobby who would pick up a Pathfinder.
Let's
And
go!
it's Pro, a team that was flying, thriving, and succeeding when
But don't forget, if we
Gibraltar
can't
was
win
meta,
next and 10 match, then points काफी
that used
पीछे.
him to its
अरे भाई
fullest
देखो.
extent.
अब ऑनेस्टली ऐसे स्टेज पे आके ना, या तो विन है या तो लन है. समझ रहे हो मतलब? ये कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा अभी. ठीक है, प्राइज मनी वगैरह ये सब है, बट आई डोंट थिंक वो इतना कोई उसके बारे में इतना सोचता है. मतलब यू आर बेसिकली वन गेम अवे फ्रॉम विनिंग. समझ रहे हो? तो नोबडी इज थिंकिंग अबाउट कितने पॉइंट्स कम है या ऐसा कुछ है, वो कोई सोचता नहीं है भाई ज्यादा.
They were fragging out, trying to grief all the edge teams,
अभी
trying to
बस
predict where these
एक
match
गेम
teams
अब फर्क नहीं
wanted
पड़ता. हम
to
लोग
position
पॉइंट्स
themselves
पॉइंट्स
if
डोंट
they
मैटर
wanted
ब्रो.
to take
मतलब
their time on these
आई
races.
गेस वो बंदा इस हिसाब से बोल रहे हैं कि अगर हम लोग नहीं जीते तो हम लोग बहुत लोअर है पॉइंट टेबल पे. ब्रो मतलब इसमें लिटरली अभी #1 और नथिंग वाला सीन है. इसमें लिटरली वही है. इसमें मैटर आई डोंट थिंक कोई उसके बारे में सोचेगा कि हनुमान चालीसा लगाओ वो लाइव हो तो ऐसी वाला. रुको
For some reason, but unfortunately,
Settle होने
haven't
दो
seen
पहले
quite
मेरे
as
को.
much from them here in our match point finals so far. That said, 37 creeping up there. Maybe they're going to be next to hit it.
भाई अलायंस का भी हो गया क्या मैच
Crazy
पॉइंट?
to say that almost half the lobby in our ALGS Year 5 match point finals
10
are at
teams.
match points.
आधी लॉबी के पास मैच पॉइंट है चैट.
So much
This has to be the
at
last
stake
game.
here, Gino.
है ना?
And to consider the fact that that was Storm Point, to see
This
the
has
teams
to be the last
that
game.
were trying to hold
Right?
back like TSM.
I am
talked
assuming,
about
I
it.
am
It was
guessing.
chaotic. Do you really want to take some of these
Has
shots?
to
Sometimes you
be
have no
the last
choice
game.
But to clear that side of zone. Unfortunately, the zone doesn't pull towards you, and you did not
सब्सक्राइब
get
करे
ahead.
चैट.
I think
स्ट्रीम को
Fnatic,
सब्सक्राइब करे.
it was the right decision, right? They had the spot. They needed to clear out their backs. There was an opportunity to do it.
Subscribe
Genji and
करे,
whatnot
chat.
weren't coming over just yet. But they
Subscribe
they
करे.
for like, what was it, like 30 seconds? They needed to go back. I was just like, yes, they've done it. And then I was like,
Subscribe
you
करे.
going back. Why are you still there?
And it's great too because terms of timing, Genji was like always there. Genji was always there to fight the teams that were looking to reset. You could get the Evo Shield swaps, but they're out in the open.
We try. We try. We try. We try with we try to get more help, chat. We try to get more help. Let's try to get more help, chat.
जोदायक पालचारी
क्या हुआ? किसको क्या हुआ? मिस किया क्या मैंने?
तनु जानी के
अरे
सुमिरो पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेस विकार.
Goosebumps, chat. Goosebumps. Let's go.
अतुलित बलधामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीस तिहु लोक उजागर जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीस तिहु लोक उजागर रंजन भरन विराज सुबेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजे कांधे मूंज जनेऊ साजे जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीस तिहु लोक उजागर जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीस तिहु लोक उजागर जय. शंकर शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर प्रभु चरित सुनबे को रसिया प्रभु चरित सुनबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता वन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर सहारे रामचंद्र के काज सवारे जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीस तिहु लोक उजागर जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीस तिहु लोक उजागर जय